That is why it's not working correctly and no one got invites, Chad. You set it for tomorrow at 7 p.m. It says on the page.
Oh. Oh, okay. Whatever.
It's cool.
I don't know how to change that.
No, I don't think you can now. But will it show up on your YouTube? Is it showing up on YouTube, Lee?
Let's see here.
Because you had that issue on Saturday night.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, it's not on my subscriptions feed, but let's go to the Rhino's page here and see if it's at least on there somewhere. Google Plus, you're fucking stupid. Okay.
It's up now.
It's up. And we're live, and we're just saying this bullshit.
And yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
Guys, yeah. Hi.
We were having slight technical difficulties because Google is stupid. That's right, Google, I said it. No, you're not really stupid, but your stupid fucking upgrades to your system that make your system stupid are stupid.
So basically, they're stupid?
Yeah. Well, I don't get why, when I didn't touch the date at all, I don't even get why I have to put the date in, but when I didn't touch the date at all, I don't know why it would make the date be for tomorrow.
I don't know.
Maybe your computer set at a different date than everyone else's? Maybe. It's possible. This is the drinking computer. Yeah. This is the drinking computer. So anyway, first and foremost, to anybody watching, next week's Dweebs United will not be an open... Well, it's an open invite, but not open the same way it usually is. The way it's going to be an open invite for next week is if you want in, you have to tell us, and we will invite you. Next week's is going to be something that we've done many a time. We're going to be talking about our top 10 beers and our top 10 beers where we're from. We'll make a comprehensive list. Basically, the reason we want it to be something where you're going to get an invite to come in is because we want you to think it through. We don't want you to go off the top of your head, which is what we've always done. I mean, we've done this ad nauseum. Everybody always asks what your favorite beer is. So we want to make a comprehensive list. This is what it is as of this day. Yeah, so that's for next week. I guess before we go, what are you guys going to be drinking tonight? Well, for me, I just polished off a Propeller Organic Ale, and now I'm going to be getting into the Bose Garrison collaboration, the Sweet Ride. Nice.
I am drinking from North Country Brewery out of somewhere in fucking Pennsylvania. Their Buck Snort Stout. And I found this interesting. On the can it says West Coast Style Stout. What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? Like, it's not like it's a West Coast Style IPA or something. And then it says a very quaffable ale. I hate it already. Not bad.
Alrighty, for yourself, Guy, what are you drinking?
Hop City Big Mouth.
I like how you want that side profile look. Yeah. And Greg, how about yourself?
Well, seeing as I'm at work, I'm just drinking delicious water tonight again.
Oh, awesome.
I'm also not on camera, so I hope you can live without that.
I don't know if I can deal without seeing
We'll
your
manage. We'll manage.
This is what I'm drinking. You actually brought this to me, the Gotham from Bellwood.
Good. I'm surprised you're. I'm surprised. Did you already review it?
Yeah, I only have half the bottle here.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I know you like to review your beers. You only have one of those.
Yeah, I did 2 reviews right after my kid went to bed because this keeps me from getting many reviews done, and I have 2 videos left on my computer, so I had to get some recorded. Yeah. So first, I guess we'll hit some beer news from your area, like brewing news in your area. First and foremost, Brick is releasing their new fall-winter pack. This is what they have coming in it. So the Brick Brewing, we all know, Waterloo Brewing Company. You can get, it'll be Waterloo Dark, Union Mills Oatmeal Porter, and a Vanilla Porter. And the little tidbit about this Vanilla Porter is it's actually going to be made with real Madagascar vanilla beans. So it might actually have a more natural taste than Mill Street's Vanilla Porter. I'm kind of curious about it. I'm
So
kind of
what you're
curious.
saying is 11 out of 10?
Yes.
That sounds interesting. I wish they didn't have their shitty dark in there.
Yeah, that's the only problem is the dark coming in. Innocent Guns releases for autumn and the holidays for Canada. What do we have coming? Toasted Oak is going to be coming back. Rare Oak Pale Ale is coming back. Scotch Whiskey Porter will be coming, which is a 7.4 ABV porter brewed with 4 different malts and a touch of molasses. So basically it's going to be like their Whiskey Trail, but as a porter. And then Barrel Masters Reserve Highland Cask, which will be 10-year-old Highland whiskey casks for 60 days. And lastly, their winter pack this year will be the Toasted Oak IPA, the Rum Finish, the Regular, and the Bourbon Stout. Actually,
That's a good pack.
4. That's 4, so maybe it won't come with a glass this year. Because usually it's 3 plus the glass.
Yeah. That's all right. I got
Let's open another glass to my collection.
Yeah, I have so many, it's not even funny.
At this point, does everybody own an innocent gun glass? Because they probably should.
We got several here.
Yeah, it's like it comes in all their fucking packs. Like, I'd rather have the beer than another big glass to get that.
I wish
bit
they wouldn't
more?
include the original. Like, why do we need to taste that again?
That's just because that's their big seller, so they just maybe it's not selling fast enough, so they push it out in there.
It's like Sam Adams. They release their pack and they throw
Yeah.
it back.
To be fair, just about everybody does that shit. So
It's true, yeah. Every brewery does. Another bit of Ontario news: Cartwright Springs Brewery will be opening later this year near Ottawa. Near Ottawa means Pakenham, Ontario, is where it's opening. I'm from right around Pakenham. That's right, we packed ham there. No, the funny thing I find about this is Cartwright Springs Brewery will be using water from Cartwright Springs. I can tell you I've done some really bad things in Cartwright Springs. I've had sex in Cartwright Springs a few times. That's pretty dirty, but I have. I've taken a shit in the spring. There's a lot of things I've done in that spring, so I actually find it funny that they're using the water in that spring.
yeah, I don't want that beer.
They'll be coming out with their first offerings, and I mean, for where they are, it makes sense. I mean, Pakenham isn't a big thing. It's kind of like opening up a brewery in in where you're from, Lee. No, it's even smaller than that. But anyway, they'll be starting with a Smash IPA, so single malt, single hop, a Kolsch, an American Pale Ale, and a Chifado, which is supposed to be a hint of black currant. Sorry, I don't even know what a Chifado is because everything else was done stylistically. So
I appreciate the shot there, Chad. I'm sitting here living in blowing baloney from Nova Scotia.
And last bit of Ontario news before we move on to see what, if anything's going on in, say, Nova Scotia or New York, is Shiloh Beer Company will be launching next week with its Sass on the Side Brown Ale. Sass on the Side Brown Ale is going to be exclusive to, I believe it is Beer Bistro. Yeah, Beer Bistro. So basically it's a husband-wife team. The husband was a sommelier in a lot of big Toronto restaurants. His wife was a server at Barvolo and Beer Bistro, among other places. She's now a brewmaster, so they're going to be opening up, and they're using their connections, which is kind of cool. They're getting their beers into the big restaurants and into the big beer bars without much trouble. I mean, they're just getting in. Whether or not the beer's going to be good, who knows? But hey, it's cool that they've thought through how to use their connections.
Does this beer have sarsaparilla in it?
I don't know. I think it's just sass because she's sassy. She's sassy.
That sucks.
Like one of their next beers coming out is Pissed Off Waitress or some shit like that.
Oh, I don't want piss in the next one, so yeah, I guess they can keep that theme going.
Alrighty, Joe, what's going on in your neck of the woods?
What? Was I supposed to be prepared with something?
Well, I know you follow most things. I thought maybe there might be something going on.
There's a new brewery that's opening up in West Seneca, which is south of here, called Rusty Nickel Brewing Company. they should be open probably by Thanksgiving, which is, I think, the fourth or fifth brewery that's actually open in Western New York this year, which is pretty awesome. And then there's another brewing company called Barker Brewing that's supposed to open very shortly in Barker, New York, which is right along Lake Ontario. But of course, like most breweries, they're doing the whole let's keep it simple with our brews. So they got like a pale ale, a blonde ale, a wheat, and a simple stout and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, going forward, there's a couple other breweries opening up before the end of the year, which I think the total of breweries that have opened this year will be somewhere around 8 in Western New York, which it's funny because we have a pretty big craft beer scene here, but as far as local breweries go, almost nothing. So it's nice to see us actually kind of jumping into the fray, so to speak. But pretty much it. We had Buffalo Beer Week last week. A lot of cool things, but I only went to the Jack's Abbey. I only went to the Jack's Abbey. They had a tap takeover at craft beer bar Blue Monk in downtown Buffalo, and it was absolutely fantastic. But craft beer week usually during the week, so you really can't get out to a lot of the things the way I work and whatnot. So I missed a lot of beer dinners. They had, like, Bell's, for example, had a beer dinner. Ellicottville had a beer dinner. Very popular, the whole beer dinners. You know, they're usually $45 to $65, 5-course meal. Pair them with all the beers from the brewery, and they have a guy there explaining why they did so and whatnot. Interesting. I would actually like to go to one, but like I said, they're always when I'm working or not available. So Buffalo Beer Week is kind of overrated, though, for the most part. It's just an excuse for people to go and drink, but you don't really need an excuse anymore, I don't think.
I think most beer weeks are kind of overrated now. I mean, Toronto Beer Week is huge. Lots of things happen in Toronto Beer Week. But with Toronto having like 1/3 of the breweries in Ontario in that area and having all the events they have, like Cask Days and the TFOB and everything else, I don't really know if they still need to publicize craft beer as much as they think they do.
Yeah, I went through the entire list, like, of what all the events were for the week. And honestly, the Jack's Abbey Tap Takeover was the only thing that I saw worthwhile. It was on a weekend, and I was off, and I was like, perfect thing for me because I love Jack's Abbey. And they had a lot of their variants of their barrel-aged Baltic Porter. And so I checked it out, and it was awesome. And Blue Monk, if anyone is in New York, or Western New York, if you ever want to go into an awesome craft beer bar, Blue Monk, they have a duck poutine that I don't even know how to describe it other than probably the best poutine I've ever had in my entire life. It's, I don't even, great.
Well, you said puts in the words that where?
What?
It's in Buffalo.
Oh.
In Buffalo. Yeah, in the States. It was the fries were actually fried in duck fat as opposed to oil. And it had a richness that I had unmatched to this point. It was absolutely just mind-blowing. But yeah, I'm a fat guy, so I like food.
I had Burger King puts in today.
No, that's the thing. You guys have it readily available. No, it's not the same.
Okay. I was just going to say, the way he said that, it sort of sounded like he had Burger King placenta today, not poutine.
Delicious afterbirth.
So, what's going on in the Maritimes, guys?
Moose had laid off almost half their workforce.
Yeah.
Well, no, not yet. June 2015.
Yeah, but you know they're trying to cycle people out. They're trying to give them severance packages. They're trying to find the people who are retiring soon and stuff like that. But they lost a major contract with Guinness. Guinness decided not to renew the contract.
They pulled out. I wasn't sure. I knew I heard something like that years ago, but I didn't know if it was delayed till this year.
Yeah. Go ahead, Lee.
Well, because Moosehead was basically, I guess they were basically in charge of distributing for Guinness into the States and stuff like that, and they decided, I guess Guinness decided, or Diageo decided, whoever, that we're not doing it no more, so bye-bye to you. And all of a sudden, all these jobs are on the line now. And there was this interesting news piece on the local news that both pretended to champion craft beer, but at the same time took underhanded shots at craft beer. And it was something I was kind of worried about, like, because you saw that idiot from Molson there, the union or whatever, saying, saying how the craft breweries are hurting us. That's why we're laying people off. And I was kind of worried that was going to happen as well with this Moosehead case when, it wasn't the case at all. It was the fact that a contract was pulled. But they still make allusions to the fact that, the market is changing and we're having a decline of the traditional brewery, whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean. Like, is Moosehead a traditional brewery, really? I wouldn't quite say that, honestly.
Traditional styles, the craft breweries are actually being more traditional than the breweries of generic pale lagers,
Yeah. They were trying to make some sort of point that they interviewed some random metrosexual douche on the street. I'm buying more wine. I'm buying more wine today from the NSLC because I'm trying to expand my palate and stuff like that. And then they go to a clip of my friend Todd Beals, the beer dude, who some people might know, who talks about how people are gravitating towards craft beer to expand their palates, which is a direct contradiction from the last guy they were showing in the fucking clip. And it's like, what kind of point are you trying to make, guys? And even when they started out the story, they were trying to play it like there's some sort of the really bad news for the beer industry in Nova Scotia, or in the Maritimes as a whole, as if Moosehead is the beer industry in the Maritimes. Like, no, it's not, guys. Wake the fuck up. In the next 20 years, we're going to have even more of a percentage of the total beer sales craft beer is going to. So,
how big is their Hop City brewery? Is that contract brewed?
Well,
Hop City is brewed here in Ontario. It's contract brewed in New Brunswick, is it?
Brewed at the Moosehead Brewery, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's contract brewed there. It's contract brewed at the Moosehead Brewery for the bottles. All the cans come out of Ontario.
Okay.
There's just a lot of mixed messages in the entire thing. It's like they were trying to make a point, but they contradicted themselves at every turn when they tried to make the point. It basically was saying, this is really bad for the beer industry, but there's new and exciting stuff going on in the craft scene, and the beer industry is changing, and all this other crap. And it's like, guess what? It's changing for the better. Like, they were trying to make some sort of point that it was going to hurt tourism because tourists couldn't show up and drink Moosehead. Like,
oh, I saw that.
yeah, come on, tourist. If a tourist is coming to Nova Scotia, they're going to be traveling around the different spots, and if they're interested in beer, they're going to be searching out the breweries, and there's tons of breweries now in Nova Scotia. There's so many options.
Yeah, that TV that news report totally made it look like people are coming off the cruise ships for beer tours to try. Oh, they've come all this way to try Moosehead.
Yeah, get your Moosehead! Get your Moosehead!
We want to be really adventurous. Take a keys.
No, what was his line? He was like, fresh Moosehead, get your Moosehead.
Yeah, it's like, get fucked.
And they had to stay consistent with the whole wine theme because they asked the one guy on the cruise ship. From the cruise ship. They were like, "He's drinking a Moosehead," and he's like, "Yeah, I've been drinking a lot more wine lately." Like, fuck are you even interviewing him for that? Like, just what?
And I mean, the story did have to make the concession that Moosehead's woes are more because they've been losing a lot of sales lately. Like, apart from the Guinness thing going away, I mean, Moosehead has been hurting a lot as of late. So, but to correlate that with craft brew is unfair. It's the same situation with the Molson thing. It's because, hey, you're not keeping up with the market. You're not making great beer. You got to start making great beer, and people will start buying your beer again. That's all there is to it.
It's so simple. But yeah, they have to make a big deal about it.
I would love to see whether the end result of the craft beer movement be that the entire market as a whole improves in quality.
That's what we all want, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to see. I mean, I probably wouldn't lose that much sleep if like Budweiser went out of business, but
yeah,
I would be upset if Moosehead did. And what I mean by that is I'd love to see Moosehead be this really nice quality lager that it could possibly be, all thanks to the competition that's generated by the microbrews.
And Moosehead's making great strides with their Hop City stuff. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, that's
well, yeah. Let's be perfectly honest with it, right? Moosehead has actually come out and said, "Let's make a crafty brewery. just like the other guys, but their guys are making some beers that are on par, if not better, than some of the craft brews out there.
Hotbot is delicious.
Yeah, Hotbot is great.
And on Facebook, our mutual friend of the show here, Jason Spears, said he had their cask ale that they were doing there for a while, and he said that's phenomenal, and that should be released. I mean, they should be doing that sort of stuff.
A Moosehead cask ale?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Moosehead cask ale, there were 2 versions, and I got this from some people told me that anyway, the Moosehead cask ale, the very first one that they had was basically Moosehead pale ale, cask conditioned with citra hops, I think, added to it. So, and their second one is Boundary Ale, cask conditioned. So that's really the big difference with them. That's where cask ale comes from. That's the origins of the Boundary Ale.
But I mean, yeah, Moosehead's right on the edge there, where it feels like they're getting it, but at the same time, you know, it's like you kind of worry that the loss in sales and stuff might discourage them to maybe redouble their efforts on making more shitty lager and not actually experimenting. You know, it's like it might go back to the old way of thinking.
Well, I mean, at least I got to say, as far as crafty breweries go, ones from Moosehead are at least trying the hardest.
Yeah, well, they're way better than Rickards. Like, they blow Rickards right off the friggin' map.
So, I mean, the story was saying that Guinness was pulling all their production back to Ireland, which is great and all, but I haven't seen anything yet from Labatt that they've lost their contract. Because Labatt does the Moose extra stout for all of Canada, where Moosehead was doing it for the U.S. Yeah, the Guinness extra stout.
But is that the only one Labatt does for them?
Yeah. Well,
because I could see Guinness pulling from that, because it's like that's one beer, and I can't see that being a great seller. I can't.
No, it's not a huge seller. I'm just curious why they. Well, without pulling out of both markets.
Maybe it's to come. Maybe it's just they have to close one deal at a time or something like that. Who knows?
Yeah, it's possible.
You know what? Don brought this to my attention last week when we were out, and I didn't realize it until I actually checked the NB Liquor website, but we can't get Labatt Blue here anymore.
Really?
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then I looked it up on their inventory. I'm like, holy shit, we can't get Labatt Blue in New Brunswick anymore. That's ridiculous.
Wow. Wish I had that problem.
Yeah, well, I'm actually kind of excited. I'm hoping that once they do the full pull, if they pull out of the Canadian contract too, that we can actually get the actual extra stout out here, unless they're just going to completely scrap it out of Canada and the U.S.
That would be nice if we could get the actual extra stout. That'd be cool.
To actually try the real Irish extra stout.
Yeah.
Or maybe even better availability of the foreign extra.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Oh, he's got a coaster there for
Super Ghee.
label.
Super Ghee. It's reversed, but it's Super Ghee.
Oh, is it reversed?
Yeah.
Damn Frenchies. Good day, Jay.
Hello, folks. Hello, Chad and everyone. Do you get the Guinness Foreign Extra Stout in Canada?
No, we can get it. Well, I think Alberta can get it, but Ontario doesn't. I don't know if New Brunswick or Nova Scotia does.
Nova Scotia might in the private shops, but I don't think they do.
Okay.
Yeah, I picked mine up in New York when I got mine. I picked up a 4-pack, and I had sent a bottle. I believe it was Nick I sent one to.
We get it here. It's about $2.25 a bottle. I believe it is made in Ireland.
The Alberta system, they just basically have a rubber stamp committee that the government has, and pretty much Alberta can get anything they want, just like the States.
That's good.
Whereas everything around the rest of the country, even to a certain degree, Quebec is all, like they have a liquor control board that discusses and brings in everything. Right? I'm right in saying that right there, Rhino.
Hello, Guy. I just want to let you know that I do admire your videos, especially the ones where you're in the mirror.
Oh, thank you. I thought about setting up the camera on the mirror, but no.
He's such a narcissist.
Yes. Oh, I can smell that beer from here.
Mindless narcissist.
Well, whatever the case, I like it.
Existentialist.
Oh, here's another news story that we had posted on the Facebook site, and we had talked about in our little private messages that me and the guys have. But this was Delirium Tremens is finally allowed to be sold on the shelves in Ontario. So Delirium Tremens, it was held back by the LCBO because of the name being the delirious tremors you get when you're a hardcore alcoholic on a the delirious tremors you get when you're a hardcore alcoholic on the mend, you're on withdrawal. Now, the key that Aaron brought up was that the glasses still have all the labeling, like the Delirium Tremens glasses at the bars, still had all the labeling and the name on it, and the taps still were the pink elephant and everything. So what did it matter? Which is kind of curious to me. I know you can get almost anything in kegs, but it's true. Why keep it off the shelves if you're going to let the bars sell it with all the fixins?
They seem to have this weird idea that, kids will end up in the liquor store and maybe grab it off the shelves, but they won't go to the bar and buy it, maybe. There's no logic behind the reasoning that they come up with for this bullshit. I mean, just the idea in the first place that the pink elephants are going to, attract children or encourage younger people to drink, yeah, man, that's really cool. Like, so stupid. It's incredibly stupid.
You're right, Lee. I don't even think too many people these days know what delirium tremens are, really.
No.
No.
And I joked to Rhino, well, if they're really that bent out of shape about it, they should do what they did with cigarettes here in Canada and put pictures of, liver disease, diseased livers on the bottle or something like that. If they really think that's going to discourage people from drinking, come on, get real.
I agree.
And I just got to say, I wish Delirium Tremens was back in Nova Scotia because I miss that beer. I really love it.
The price on it is going to be awesome. It's like $3.25 a bottle. I'm all in on that. I'm jumping on that as soon as it gets around here.
What's the bottle size? 500?
No, bottle size is what, 330? The normal
330?
European size.
I think.
That's still a good price. I'd pay that.
Yeah, that's. Oh, actually, wait. I think this one was under $3. I believe this one was $2.95 because the Rochefort is $3.25.
Oh, I'd definitely pay it then. Holy shit. I'd be stocking up.
What about the Delirium Nocturnum? Have you had that one?
I have had it, but I had it at a beer festival. I bought a bottle of it once as well, but in the States.
Yeah, that's really good stuff. It's got that little fake ceramic bottle, it's kind of cool. It's fake ceramic because if you start peeling it, you'll notice it's just plastic.
Painted on, yeah.
It comes off of a brown bottle, clear bottle.
Yeah, that's what some of the old Delirium Tremens bottles we used to get back in the day. They were just painted to make it look like ceramic.
Yeah, the ones I've had was just a plastic, and you could take it off, and it would just be a simple brown bottle. Now, it says right here from last month, Guinness is opening a new brewery.
Where? Ireland?
It says the world's biggest stout brewery has opened at St. James Gate. Diageo cut the ribbon on a €169 million brewhouse number 4 in the banks of the Liffey in Dublin city centre. 10,000 meter square.
So it's the same brewery. They just expanded it. They have such a deal too. It's what? Something like they had that land for a couple hundred more years, and they only paid $500 for it then.
Yeah.
The president of Ireland did the honors.
They got shit-faced. I'll just read a couple comments here. Scott Price says he's drinking Witchwood Black Witch Porter right now. Sweet.
Nice.
And he said Moosehead blaming the craft beer industry on bad sales would be like the mainstream music industry blaming low CD and music sales on independent music and music hipsters. It's a pretty good analogy right there. Yeah, in vinyl, those vinyl people, they're hurting our sales. Winter is Coming says he drank a 6-pack of Mill Street Stock Ale last night, which is pretty decent stuff, and a 6 of their coffee porter tonight. Loving the porter. Yeah, that's good beer. That's good beer. And Mr. Moosehead Beer agrees with Winter is Coming, saying this guy knows good taste.
I don't mind Moosehead.
No, I don't mind Moosehead either. To go on to some more news that we talked about, there is a big hufflaw, a big puff out there from craft breweries about Miller Lite winning the light / American Lager category at the GABF, the Great American Beer Festival. I've already said my piece to you guys about it, and I said my piece even on Silversmith's website, the Silversmith's Facebook site, because they had posted a big article saying be wary of awards. In all honesty and in all fairness, coming from a completely BGC...
Frozen.
Coming from a BGCP standpoint, Miller Lite knocks that category out of the park. The exact description of that category, the exact definition, is exactly what that beer is. As much as craft breweries want to say our beer is better, that category is not meant for a lot of hop taste, a lot of malt taste, anything like that. It is supposed to be boring. That's what the category is made for. So I'd actually be more agitated if I saw something really hoppy win that category than Miller Lite.
I 100% agree with that, and I think it is very well made in the macro light beer category. I drank some Friday night, in fact.
Here's the thing about these awards. I mean, as far as judging actual quality of beer, they don't really mean much at all. Because breweries will try to shoehorn themselves into any category for any beer that they can get into. I mean, you see that in the Toronto, the Ontario Beer Awards all the time. You see weird
Muskoka's cream ale, not a bad beer, not a bad beer at all. Won gold in the pale ale category. Okay, it shouldn't have been in the pale ale category, and somehow it won gold in that category. Okay, I can accept that, but somehow it won gold in the pale ale category with such a high score that it took beer of the year. I'm not okay with that.
Yeah, you see, the thing is, these awards, I mean, some breweries will say, oh, I don't care about the awards, but honestly, the biggest thing about the awards is they're good for marketing. I mean, you put some medals on your beers, and they will sell better. I mean, there is a track record that proves that sort of thing. But the awards themselves, they don't mean shit as far as quality. I mean, it's the same as the Grammys and stuff like that. They don't denote actual quality. They are stamps of approval from the industry, and they are advertising. That's basically all they are. And I mean, if a craft brewery can get some awards and stuff like that, that's great, because that makes them look better in the public's eye. I mean, you get Joe Sixpack walks into a beer store and sees, oh, this won a gold for best bidder or something like that in this category. Well, I'm going to pick that up and try it out. And I mean, look at Pabst Blue Ribbon. They've been sucking off an award from hundreds of years ago now forever. I mean, it
1893.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. It's just advertising. It's not a real award.
And you know, it's not just advertising; it's a great money grab for the people putting on the awards. Now, the Ontario Brewing Awards, all the regional awards across Canada, like the provincial awards and then the Canadian Brewing Awards, are all put on by a specific group of people. But when you win one of these awards, like the Ontario Brewing Awards, when you win gold medal or anything like that, to get that little logo that they put on their bottles or on their six-packs and all that, that costs them $500 to get that little logo.
Jesus.
To be allowed to use that little logo. Why? You won the award. You should be allowed to use the logo if you fucking want it.
What a fucking scam.
I don't know about all that.
Well, elaborate.
I think the Great American Beer Festival is pretty well respected. It's been around since the 80s. I think they take it pretty seriously. It's the Brewers Association. Those are the people that determine what is and what is not craft beer, right? Based on sort of arbitrary numbers. But, I've looked at those winners over the last almost 20 years now, and it's pretty interesting. But maybe I'm not cynical.
I went through that list of winners, Joe sent me the list of winners to look through, and a lot of those breweries I had never heard of. But I mean, you guys do have close to 3,000 breweries. I'm not going to know half of them, but it was interesting to go through them and see who was where. I found it funny that a category that's actually solely designed. It's just set up for boring sessionable loggers, was won by boring sessionable loggers, created all this huff about, oh my god, the judges were bought and all that. No, now if, say, Coors Light won the fucking Imperial Stout category, you can go insane.
Yeah. I don't see why any craft brewery would be incensed by Miller winning that bullshit. I mean,
right, and it's a problem because it sort of displays a insecurity, and I think that's unhealthy for craft beer people when they display that insecurity. I don't think it's healthy.
I don't think they need to feel competitive with the big guys in that regard because they already know they make better beer.
In their opinion, that other people would strongly disagree. I'm not saying I do.
And those people would be 100% wrong.
All right.
I think when it comes to it, we should probably move on. But I would just simply say, fuck awards.
Yeah, they're useless.
Does anybody here, though? Does anybody here? Let me say this real quick. Does anybody here ever look? And yes, what Jay said about the Great American Beer Fest awards, probably they have more pull to them than any other fest or any other awards. But does anybody here really care?
No,
I don't. What did I say in our private message? I use it more to find new beers to try and new breweries I hadn't heard of. So I actually use it for the publicity. I use it for the publicity factor of it.
Yeah,
why do you care, Jay?
Why do I care?
Yeah.
Well, it's fun to look at.
I
don't say, oh, look what happened.
I think what Joe's asking though is, do you care who wins? Does it matter to you? Really, it comes down to it doesn't matter. I mean, as I said, I use it for a publicity factor.
Does it matter? Not really, but it's interesting to look at it, you know.
Well, I'm not saying it's not interesting, but I'm saying ultimately it doesn't affect anything you really do. I mean, it's more to just talk about, kind of like we're having this discussion now, kind of how we had the Facebook discussion, kind of how everyone's tearing down the awards because Miller won. It's one of those things that promotes conversation, but ultimately it doesn't really matter a whole lot because who cares?
Let me say, I'm not trying to be evasive, and I'm not trying to be, it's nice. I would like to go to the festival. I don't live in Denver, Colorado. You know, it would be fun to go around and try all those different beers. It would be fun to be a judge. It probably is an interesting thing to participate in. I'm sure the people are very proud that they won the awards. I'm not personally upset that Miller won. You know, Miller's won multiple awards from the Great American Beer Festival over the last 29 years or whatever it's been, and that's fun.
I don't buy my music according to the Grammys, and I don't buy my beer according to the beer awards. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. People get their panties in a bunch over stuff, and it's just like, man.
I like what you said, panties in a bunch. You know who won gold? Okay, Miller Lite won gold. You know who won silver? Coors Light. You know who won bronze? You know who won bronze in the same category? Coors Banquet beer.
Okay, see, that's bullshit because Coors Banquet's better than all those shit.
That's not what the judges thought. And Primo won first place in American-style cream ale. I didn't know that Primo was a cream ale. Old Style won silver. And some beer I've never heard of called Colorado Cream Ale won third, which is probably an actual cream ale.
See, I think part of the thing with the Banquet coming in, like, I think that category with Banquet and with the Coors Light and Miller Lite, part of the problem was that they actually had the full strength and the light in the same category. Yeah. One of them is actually made to be a lot lighter tasting than the other. They should have actually been separate categories, but then it would look bad. You'd have six macro companies winning.
Yeah, and years ago, they used to have a category called American Malt Liquor. No joke. No joke.
Years ago, Ontario had the domestic. Well, 2 years ago, I think it was. They had domestic lager, domestic light lager, premium light lager. Really doesn't matter, no, but that was just set up to try and differentiate them and give both a win, which doesn't make sense. Just have the one setting. Have your characteristics, have one setting, and whatever. Just go at it.
And Shiner Bock won a medal.
Yes, not in the Bach category, though.
No, dark lager. Okay.
Dark lager. Well, I guess.
Okay. All right.
It's fucking wow. All I know is, what's the next topic?
Next topic. Let's talk about the Atlantic Canada Beer Awards now.
Holy fuck.
I didn't even follow it, so I don't even know who won or what.
There was only a couple things in there.
But that's a good point. It's like there's so many fucking awards nowadays. Like there's just so many out there, and they ultimately end up don't mean shit anymore. They really don't. I'd say the Great American Beer Fest is the only one that really means anyone because people think that's like the best fest in at least North America. So I can kind of see it. But there are so many just awards that really are just meaningless at this point.
Well,
you can throw it on your can. You can throw it on your can. Throw it on your bottle. Doesn't matter.
Well, no, the only beer awards that matter is the Albino Rhino Beer Fest because that's the people that vote.
Yeah, and what did they vote? What was the best?
Nickel green apple bullshit.
Pilsner? Was that it? Yeah, because all people are super intelligent.
What about the World Beer Cup? I think the World Beer Cup is pretty well respected, huh?
Yes.
See, the good thing with the Great American Beer Festival and the World Beer Cup and stuff like that is they actually bring judges from all over the place. When you look at the Canadian ones, every year the Canadian Brewing Awards moves from one spot to another, but whatever province it ends up in is the province that all the judges are from, and then you'll notice that province wins the most awards.
Well, the Atlantic Canadian
Those judges.
Awards, the Atlantic Canadian Beer Awards was just a maritime thing. It was just
Yeah.
an Atlantic thing.
No, I know that, but I'm talking about the Canadian Brewing Awards right now. But the Atlantic Canada Brewing Awards, you'd have all your judges from that area. So it's kind of a slightly biased thing because all those judges will have drank beer from that area and should be able to identify, even blind, a lot of those beers.
Well, at least the Canadian Parliament voted yesterday to ban the fight against ISIS.
They reviewed a lot of beers, like newer beers or oddball beers. Apparently, the best beer of the show was a barley wine from Pump House that I'd never heard of.
Barley wine? Really?
Yeah. Apparently, was it Bad Apple's Mosaic IPA actually took home one of the big awards, too.
I believe that. That was an excellent beer.
Well, and a news story that's out right now, too, from Barrie. So you guys in Barrie, you guys need to buy some bottle openers, and this is a public service announcement for everybody. Don't try and open your bottles with a knife. Get a bottle opener.
Bottle openers are very inexpensive, and there's no reason to hurt yourself to try to open a bottle.
Yeah, this guy ended up having to have he had stitches, he was bleeding everywhere, the cops came, they thought somebody was actually and they found out that he opened a bottle and cut himself.
Remember some of those dicks like early on in BeerTube who would make a big thing about, here, I'm opening my beer with my lighter, and I'm opening my beer with this knife, I'm opening my beer with this Bowie knife, I'm opening my beer with my rifle, you know, like...
A wooden spoon. Don't forget the wooden spoon.
Yeah, I mean, dude, get a bottle opener. You're not cool because you're opening it with your fucking lighter. It just looks stupid.
Right, it's like, why would you want to cut your lawn with scissors? I mean, you could do it, but what would be the point of it?
I mean, I'm sure that looks really cool when you're like chugging a 40 for BDU or whatever, but come on, dude, if you're not impressing anybody.
Yeah, and anyway, those are screw caps, 40s.
Mm.
Right, Lee. Lee's right, as usual.
So, what do you guys think about a BeerTubers Beer Awards?
That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? That would be quite diverse, I think.
Oh man, that'd be pretty hilarious.
Joe's fucking wrong reward.
Get
The 100% wrong beer awards.
The Everybody's Palate is Stupid award.
Yeah, get Chad 9976 as the head judge, you know.
Yep. How about Mondi's selection? What do you think about Mondi's selection? I was reading about that. some people say that's a rigged thing, you know.
Mondi Selection.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, a lot of beer companies will tout. We won Mondi Selection gold medal in 1993, 2001, 2009, and 2012. Gold medal at Mondi Selection in Brussels, Belgium. But yeah.
The World Beer Awards in Belgium. Okay, yeah. Continue. Sorry, I got lost in what you were talking about. Continue.
A lot of beer companies will tout that. I've done so much research, you know, because when I do a video, I'll do research and they'll say we won Mondi Selection gold medal in 8 different years, whatever, you know. But some people say that's a rigged deal. You're paying to get a gold medal, basically.
Great.
They don't just rate beers. Mondi Selection rates potato chips.
Oh boy.
Canned tomatoes. No joke. Canned tomatoes. Cream cheese. Dry cereal.
Are they just really bored? I don't know.
Yeah, they have a channel on YouTube for that. It's called Reckless Eating. They already do that shit. I'm going to go through some comments here before we get on to the next thing. Ewert's on here. He's got a bunch of different comments. He says, hey, fellas, may hop in a bit. Too chaotic and home at the moment. Fuck you, beer. Fuck you, plane. Fuck you, Grade Cook. He says, award talk. Fuck beer awards. All BJTP judges are from France, apparently.
I'm not from France. I'm from Armfire.
Yeah, you're from France.
Close enough.
He says, what? Have to pay $500 for award stickers? Now I know it's bullshit. He says he agrees with Jay that is likely fun for judges, just so they can say they were right about so-and-so when the obscure brewer they voted for wins something. And he says, what was he stabbing the bottle? Is in reference to the knife opener dumbass.
Yeah, he cut the top off and stabbed himself in the arm, so he was probably going like this and into his arm.
Yeah, Mr. Moosehead Beer says, fuck awards. Ryan P. says, Muskoka Cream Ale is a solid beer, but shouldn't be in the Pale Ale category. Agreed. Pale Ale should be hoppy and amber to copper in color. If someone's interested in Pale Ale from Muskoka, their Mad Tom and Twice as Mad Tom are much better choices. Let's see here. Two more. Scott Price says, the problem with awards is people always find something to bitch and moan about. Some of it justified, some of it not. Like Muskoka Cream Ale getting the award for best beer in Ontario when it's not even the best beer that Muskoka makes, let alone the best beer in Ontario. Completely justified. Craft beer companies complaining about light beer category, completely unjustified. And Winter is Coming asks, has anyone checked out the new Barnstormer Brew Pub here in Barrie? Opinions?
I haven't been in Barrie in a long time. I've seen pictures. I'm friends with all the guys that own that place on Facebook, so they send me pictures and stuff. I've tried their beer at my festival. Their beer's actually really good. But no, I've not been to the brew pub itself. I hear their pizza's amazing.
Teabag.
Captain Teabag, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's a scotch called Teabag, although it's pronounced different because it's in Gaelic.
How do you pronounce teabag in Gaelic?
Hey, where's
I can't remember what it is, but it reads as teabag, but it's pronounced like something totally different in Gaelic.
I feel as if Lee is trolling us.
Gaelic?
Yeah.
I'm not trolling you. I will fucking send you a link to it later on if you want to see it, bitch.
I don't want to see any Gaelic at all.
No, you said teabag in Gaelic.
Yeah, you don't want to see no Gaelics on the teabag? What's going on here?
It's a deteriorated.
Okay, so there's a close to 200-year-old setup of beer bottles that were found that are still very drinkable, which brings up the question, how long do you think modern beer would last if it was cellared? How long do you think it would last? And how old is the oldest beer you've actually drank that was still drinkable? I have some that aren't drinkable anymore, and I've had a few that are fairly old and were drinkable. So, yeah.
Well, the one Nick brought to the fest is the oldest one I've ever had.
Superbach, yeah. Same here.
Yep.
And that was early 80s, was it not?
That was 83, something like that?
Somewhere around 80, 83, 84, whatever, one of the very last years they made it.
I had a 1982 can of Dixie Light, and I dumped it out in the yard. But I really do think I could have drank it, but I was too scared.
Beer really doesn't go bad; it just goes foul.
Yeah, I was scared it was gonna make me sick, but I don't. It didn't smell horrible, you know. It smelled like old beer.
It wouldn't kill you, would it?
Okay, I saw this like
There's
I saw
the
this
thing,
article.
right? Can it mattering how old the can is, it might not have been lined, or the lining could have broken down.
Yeah.
Cans worry me a little bit for old beer.
Yeah, it was.
But those bottles, Chad, in that article, like they were that old. They said it was still drinkable. Someone actually opened up and drank one of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they opened one up to get the recipe too, to try and remake it.
Yeah, because I know some breweries have like part marketing gimmick, but also like we found these bottles of beer in like a shipwreck, and we used the yeasts to redo and make a new beer or something like that. Like part of the thing, because I know there's like I think there's an Australian beer where they had like an old shipwreck. They found like a bunch of old porters or something like that, and then they remade the beer or something like that. But
Shipyard.
Yeah.
Shipyard.
For my oldest, it would probably be the one that Nick brought over. I have some older beers over there, but they scare me. Yes, probably the Super Bock, or and after the Super Bock, probably the 92 Triple Bock over there.
Oh, that just sounded so horrible when I saw that fucking review that you guys did. Oh my god.
Oh, it wasn't good.
Soy sauce. Oh.
What's wrong with soy sauce?
Nothing wrong with the ghee as long as you're not drinking a big tall glass of it.
It's like
refreshing.
Just eat rice while you're drinking.
in your mouth, turkey.
Oh, so eat rice while you're drinking it, so mix it with Budweiser then is what you're saying.
Ew, that's worse.
So I mean, the question then comes down to, with all the filtration we do, with removing as much of the yeast and particulates as we do, how long do you think a beer would last now? Do you think it could last up to 200 years?
No.
No.
No. I know it would last quite a while, though.
All I gotta say is the Fallout games are a lie, because those beers would not last that long.
Hey, guess what beer we examined tonight?
Smithwick's.
Yeah. Yeah, we examined Smithwick's Irish Ale.
Yeah, I watched it.
Oh yeah, what'd you think?
I can't really say if it was a fair analysis or not, because I haven't had it in like the longest time, so I can't even remember what I thought of it back in the day. I'd have to go back to one of my old really shitty reviews, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, we would. Hey, wait a minute. I think those reviews were good.
Well, you make one of us, Jay.
I think those reviews were good. They were not self-conscious. They were very sort of like innocent and open. You know what I mean? Like.
So what do you say about my reviews now, Jay? That I'm jaded and cynical and incredibly self-conscious?
Yes.
Correct.
Jay would be 100% correct if that's what he's saying.
Not necessarily. I'm not necessarily saying that. I'm just saying I do like the 2008 to 2010 series of videos. But yeah, we were bragging on Smithwick's to no end. Now we do hope to receive some money from Diageo, but I don't suppose that we will. But we sure did brag on it. We probably made a lot of enemies. We made some friends, but we liked it. What can we do? We liked it. We weren't going to get up there and lie and say we hated it.
Is it Smithwick's or Harp, the blonde?
Well, Smithwick's is like a red ale, you know.
Yeah, no, I know, but they put out that new beer. They put out the.
That's Guinness Blonde, American
Guinness Blonde. Yeah.
Which is bizarre.
I don't know why they do it as the Guinness lineup and not one of their actual other beers.
I just went back and looked at your Smithwick's review there, Lee, and it's a minute and 39 seconds.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a minute and 39 seconds. And you called it an above-average red ale, and you said it was more akin to Guinness than Kilkenny's. So that is your official opinion from what, 7 years ago?
Yeah,
6 years ago?
that was back when like my total experience with craft beer pretty much revolved around Guinness and shit like that, and Kilkenny's.
And you gave it a big 4 out of 5.
Did I? Wow.
Big 4 out of 5.
I don't think I'd give it a 4 out of 5 at this point. I'd probably go more like a 2.75.
Oh. See what I mean?
Is that a 10?
No, out of 5. 2.75 out of 5 probably.
But that
Because
beer is much, much better if you mix it half and half with the Guinness, do a darker tan. That's actually not too bad.
What beer are you drinking, Guy? From Beyond the Pale.
It has my name on it, Imperial Super Geek.
Still drinking it, huh?
Remember we had that.
I just moved on to the Black Oak Epiphany #1.
Oh, how is that? I heard things about it.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's
I
probably
get-
the best Canadian quad I've ever had. Actually, probably the best North American quad I've had thus far.
Wow.
I'm gagging on this right now.
What is
What's
that?
that?
Propeller's Pumpkin Ale.
Bad?
So it's got way too much spice for its own good.
That was Brimstone's Bitchy Witch. It was so clove forward. I told Jason and Rod that if it had any more clove, I might have had to break Rod's kneecaps.
Want to see what Uncle Jay just finished drinking?
Sure.
Just refer yourself to Uncle Jay. That's Uncle Jay.
Well,
You
Somebody-
did, right?
yeah,
Okay, just clarify.
that goes back to years ago. But anyway, okay.
That's gonna stick for sure.
From now on, anytime any of us comment on his video, we call him Uncle Jay, okay?
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's an inside joke now. Yes, it is.
Anyway,
What did you drink?
Uncle Jay was drinking Steel Reserve 211, 6%. And I have to say, it was, I enjoyed it.
Actually, Steel Reserve is one of the malt liquors I don't mind. It doesn't even have that. It doesn't even have that awful smell that some of the low-end malt liquors have, like the
No, it does
low-price
not.
ones.
My daughter wanted to do a video with me on this beer, so I went to Walmart. I bought a 6-pack of pints for $3.88 plus tax, which to me was not a bad deal. And we made the video, and it was a lot of fun. And that's that.
Sorry, I just got a message from Jordan. That's all I'm going to say about that. But yeah, it's not actually a bad malt liquor at all. It's not.
And I have to say
I actually went into it scared when I first had it because I've had so many of those low-priced ones in the U.S. that have just been scary. And getting one in the same price range, I was worried, and I was actually pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, she actually preferred the last week in September we did the triple export black can, 8.1% alcohol, and then this past weekend we did the 6% version, but she preferred the 8.1%.
Have you tried the Apple Arita, Jay?
For what?
The Apple Arita?
Oh, yes. Yes. The Apple Arita. No. I try to stay away from that sort of atrocity.
Oh, motherfucker, that hurt.
I was forced to drink some Strawberryta in a parking lot last year in New Orleans, Louisiana, and I said, okay, I'll never
Like
drink.
against your will, or just like you drank it because of peer pressure?
Right, I drank it because somebody was insisting, like he was like basically demanding that I drink it. I said, all right, AJ, I'll drink it, fine. So I took a sip, and I thought, just like I predicted it was going to be, it was insipid, and it was ridiculous, and it was a joke, and I hated it. But, I'll say this about the Strawberryta line, the Apple Arita, Strawberryta, Lime Arita, whatever other Arita they
Can't
have,
forget the best, Cranberryta.
Cranberryta. I'm going to say this. As bad as it is, with all the contempt I have towards it, which is which knows no bounds. Okay, I have contempt for that line of beer that has no boundaries. People drink that stuff like it is going out of style down here. They love that stuff. I mean, they cannot keep it in stock. Why, I don't know, but people love the Arita line. And that is not necessarily a good sign for the future of our world, but they love that stuff.
You know what I think would be the most epic video on BeerTube ever, in the history of BeerTube? Joe D versus Jay in a debate over the validity and the worth of the Rita line for Bud Light.
I'll start writing treatise now if you'll go for it.
Oh, what was it? I hated the lime burrito. Was it the cranberry that was horrible too there, Joe?
No, the cranberry was on a scale of 1 to 10.
Okay, it was the raspberry then?
Yeah, no, I don't know. The cranberry was the only one.
The mangarita was way too sweet. The mangarita was way too sweet. One of the raz or the cran was horrible, and the lime was horrible. The strawberry I was okay with, and the other one between the cran and the raz I was okay with. They were actually good to me, but I had to look at them as what they were, and not really as beer. But,
right, not a beer. They're a malt-based beverage. Every day that I look on Facebook, somebody is showing a picture of them drinking it at a barbecue, bragging on it. I don't care. I hate it. I have, you know what I mean. I hate it. I hate it. It bothers me.
Okay, we have some more comments here. Ethan's Beer Reviews wants to get in here, Chad, if you can send him an invite.
I gotta leave.
Winter is coming, wants to know if anyone is stocking up on the vanilla porter lately. I'm driving 200 kilometers this weekend to get my hands on some. Wow.
Holy shit, I thought Chad fucking went overboard. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, that is... wow.
Strange Ewart says, Smithix, just keep tasting. Aaron says, evening gents, just turned in, enjoyed the nice cuvee blend of tap waters from both filtered and unfiltered sources. Just keep tasting. Ewart says, really liked Imperial Super Ghee, had it this summer, pretty amazing, and he says, Teco Murray is currently drinking Boost Strawberry.
Good Lord.
Definitely something Old Man Murray would be drinking for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, Old Man Murray.
Where are you drinking? Is
he drinking it out of a Teku? Like, he has to be.
No supplements because he can't digest his food much anymore.
Okay, so we had talked about the Atlantic Canadian Brewing Awards. Let's just quickly run through these things because there wasn't many.
Oh,
there wasn't many. There wasn't many categories, so it's really quick to go through. North American and European style lagers, Hop City Barking Squirrel. Second was Tatamagouche Lagachosen, and third was Propeller Bohemian style Pilsner. Next was the German specialty beers.
Wait.
What was that second beer?
Tatamagouche.
Leader, it's the Lagerhosen.
Yeah, Lagerhosen.
It's an Oktoberfest.
Anyway, German specialty beers. Gold was Uncle Leo's Vos Weissbier. Silver was Paddy's Brew Pub's Don Arthur, and that was the only two beers in that category. UK specialty beers. This one, okay, so I'm going to say...
Nothing. You're not going to say anything. You're done.
Beers. Gold was PEI Brewing Iron Bridge Brown. Silver was House Iron Bridge Brown. And bronze was Paddy's Brew Pub Raven Ale. So first off, is that not the exact same brewery?
That's the same brewery. It's the same company. They make the shit for Gahan, and it's the same beer.
Exactly. That's...
What the fuck is that?
Exactly. This is one of the categories I actually wanted to touch on because I looked at it and I'm like, PEI is Gahan.
Yeah, that's the same fucking beer.
Yeah.
It doesn't become a different beer if you call it Gahan and then call it PEI Brewing. It's the same fucking beer.
All right, settle down, Lee. Settle down.
No, that's bullshit. Fuck Gahan. I'm never buying a fucking thing from them again.
Oh my god, you don't want their pumpkin beer without pumpkin? Is that what you're trying
No,
to say?
I really fucking don't want their non-pumpkin beer with... Fuck those people.
Okay, so now that we got Lee all worked up, let's continue down the line. North American specialty ales: Bar None Black Eye Pale Ale. Second was Boxing Rock Hunky Dory Pale Ale, and then bronze was Bar None Sessions Ale.
Never heard of Barnon.
Okay, Belgian style specialty ales: Pump House's Pumpy Airs Avus Garde was first. North Brewing Summer Saison was second. Grim Ross Chantelope was third. North American Amber came in second, and Garrison Sweet Ride Harvest Wheat Ale came in third, even though that's a collab, so Lowe's name should be on there too. Fruit and Field Beers: Rare Bird's Pumpkin Ale came in first.
Huh. That's a first for anything from Rare Bird. I couldn't see anything winning an award from that fucking brewery.
Rare Bird Pumpkin Ale first. Second was Rogue's Roost Raspberry Wheat. Bronze was Bad Apple Operation Green Ring.
Green splatters.
Pale ales: first place was Bad Apple American Pale Ale. Silver was Moosehead Boundary Ale, which is actually a good beer. Third was Garrison's Hop Yard Pale Ale.
Oh, Hop Yard's way better than fucking Moosehead's Boundary. Come on.
I would agree with that. Stout and Porter: Rogue's Roost Oatmeal Stout. Then Big Axe Shakes Beer Chocolate Oatmeal Stout. Then Pump House Muddy River Stout.
Oh, no, that doesn't even deserve to be in the category. That's not a good stout.
Now, Strong Stout and Porter. First was Propeller's Russian Imperial Stout, the Revolution.
Fuck yes.
Then Bad Apple's Black and Tackle.
Fuck yes.
And then Rogue Roost's Imperial Stout.
Never had it.
IPAs: Rock Bottom Brew Pub's Fathom IPA. Big Spruce Tim's Dirty American IPA.
Never had it.
And third was Bar None IPA.
Never had it.
Imperial IPAs: Bad Apple Mosaic Double IPA.
Yeah.
Boxing Rocks The Vickers Cross Double IPA.
Yes.
And Garrison Imperial IPA.
Fuck yeah. Well, I don't know. Well, I guess it's probably the only other Imperial IPA in the category at that point, so it gets
Strong Ales was Pump House Barley Wine. Then North Brewing Strong Belgian Dark. And then Petite Sue Bob Bob the Beef.
Oh, cool. Which category was this?
That was Strong Ale.
Strong ale.
Experimental beers: Boxing Rocks U888 Russian Imperial Stout.
Never had it.
Garrison's Honey Lavender Ale. Big Spruce's Hoppuccino Coffee IPA. Wood and Barrel Aged beers: Propeller's Lambic. Now that's I did the same thing when I had the Strong Wrong Lambic from Silversmith. It shouldn't be called a Lambic, but that's just me being a partial stickler on that one. Then Garrison's Barrel Aged Grand Baltic Porter. And Bad Apple's Barrel Aged Black and Tackle.
Oh yes.
Brewery of the Year: Bad Apple. Brew Pub of the Year: Rock Bottom. And Beer of the Year: Pump House's Barley Wine. And People's Choice was Big Spruce.
Big Spruce is very popular, but they're sort of limited to Cape Breton at this point.
My only thing with Big Spruce right now is, and he deleted it. I had actually made a few people made a comment on it, and he ended up deleting it. But Big Spruce shared the Food Babes article just a few days ago, and said this is why you shouldn't drink these beers.
Terrible.
And yeah, just saying. He did remove it pretty quickly though.
Yeah, don't buy into that shit. Get all the fish bladders you can. Come on, dudes.
Ain't gonna hurt nothing.
Aaron said he had the lambic for Propeller. I was curious if anyone did try that. Yeah. How was it, Aaron?
Yeah, how was it? I'm actually quite curious.
Who joined us? Someone joined us.
We have
Ryan.
Ryan and Ryan.
We have two Ryans?
Yes.
You do now.
Hello,
Who's
Ryan.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Good evening, actually.
Yeah, would.
Ugh, sorry guys, I'm just I'm still worked up. I'm still worked up just like Lee about the gain and the PEI brewing.
You guys are fucking crazy. Never seen Lee so agitated in my life. It was great times.
Well, first they make a pumpkin beer that has no pumpkin in it, and now they're pulling this shit. Like, that's ridiculous. You're the only real craft brewery in Prince Edward Island, and you're pulling that kind of crap. Like, way to make a bad name for yourself.
Well, I mean, in some aspects, that should also fall down onto the organizers. They shouldn't have let it happen either.
Yeah, who would have let that happen? Like, seriously, like, who did Gahan pay you to get that to happen? Like,
well, we've already discussed how much we respect awards.
yeah.
But again, it's nice to know who won. It's actually nice to go through it and say, I've had this, I want to try this. There's a lot of bad apple beers. I didn't realize how many beers they actually made.
They've made quite a few. Yeah, they pretty much specialize. Like, they got their 2 or 3 like regular lineup, but they're specializing in all kinds of stuff all the time.
Specializing
are they
doesn't
nano?
make Lee fall off the bed.
Fuck you, Joe.
Are they a nano brewery? Are they really small? Is that why they make so many?
I'd still classify them as a nano brewery. Yeah, they're still fairly small. So they're basically making a lot of small batch stuff, and then they have to
under 7 barrels, I think, is considered nano.
Yeah,
It's 5 or 7. I don't remember if it's 5 or 7, but it's one of those two.
they are tiny. But the brewmaster, he's like a big time like beer nerd, and he's like a big time. So he's sort of like reminds me of like Dale and stuff, where he's always experimenting with different home brews and stuff like that. So he's always trying to like branch out and do new stuff. So he's always making like weird small batches of stuff.
Hello.
Good day.
Hello?
Guten Tag.
Oh my God, we have Ethan and Joe in the same room.
Yeah, this is.
Oh,
I'm
man.
gonna leave, guys. I'll
Hello.
see you guys later. I'm out. What's up, Ethan?
Hello.
Not much. How you doing, Joe? How you doing today?
You're doing a lot better if we stop talking about fucking awards. You're doing a lot better.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Well, Ryan, this is your first time here. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Well, my name is Ryan, obviously. I've been a follower of the Albino Rhino Beer Review. I watched your last Beer Dweebs recording last week, and I'm like, oh, well, this sounds kind of cool. Let's get involved. The majority of my beer talking is at work, and I'm trying to get my coworkers away from the BMC garbage and into decent beer. I've got several craft breweries nearby. I'm in the 613 area. My closest is Bo's All Natural Brewing Company up in Vankleek Hill, Ontario. That's about 40-minute drive away, so I'm just enjoying their new Dark Helmet Imperial Schwartz beer from their Oktoberfest pack. One of my coworkers that was just up there generously picked me up one of the ceramic beer steins for a cool $12. So I'm like, okay, well, hey, it's limited edition to Oktoberfest. I like Bo's beer, so sure, why not?
Yeah, actually, you're out in the same area then as both Guy and Dale.
Okay, that's cool.
That's what?
He's in the 613, near 40 minutes away from Bo's. Do you even listen? I know your English comprehension isn't the greatest, but
Facebook is distracting.
I'm pretty sure he's taking down like a 10% beer pretty quickly. So.
Yeah, I'm.
I saw the America flag. There's no way it's the 613 area.
not Ethan.
Holy shit, Gene, what are you doing, buddy? What are you doing?
Just because I'm wearing
Ryan.
Just because I'm wearing a Buffalo Bills baseball cap does not mean I'm American.
Oh. That's unfortunate for you in a lot of respects. Although they're doing all right this year.
Yeah, we can only have one troll in the room, and that's Joseph.
No, I'm not a troll. Although, where's the flower? You get flowers for it? Where are they?
I had a question about Canada.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Hey.
Okay, Ronald, go ahead.
Does it have a mic or not?
What's all that background noise?
We may have a domestic disturbance on our hands right now. We may have one.
Fight.
Don't
Fight.
fight.
Go ahead.
Please
There's
don't
a
fight.
There you go.
There's a disturbance in the force.
My question about Canada was that do Canadians sometimes just go to the U.S. border and look across and wish?
Uncle Jay's trolling us. Uncle Jay's trolling us.
Troll question.
The only wish I ever have is that all Americans are dead, and we can just take all their beer.
Oh, now Uncle Lee is trolling.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was just asking a question.
Selection of beer. That's about
And
it.
you got yourself an answer, boy.
I was just
Braised barbecue sauce.
You know what I wish for? I wish that we had the same selection in beer. That's the only real thing I wish.
Hell yeah, push the border south a little bit, grab those stores, and just move the border down a little bit.
Okay, here's something that I understand. I'm literally right on the border. I can, while I'm walk half an hour, hit a pitching wedge, and I'll be in the U.S. A 6-pack of where I am is about $13.95 for a 6-pack. Yeah.
Sound like a dinosaur on your house.
Wow. I feel like there's a T-Rex attacking someone right now.
Yeah, sounds like it.
I think the U.S. Ryan has a T-Rex in his backyard.
That's what we defend our borders with.
We can't afford to use the military. Let me see if I can play around with my leg here. Oh, that
I really just want to see I want to just see a T-Rex walk behind him right now.
Better?
I have never been as confused as I am.
Okay, someone needs to get a handle on their background noise.
Sounds like a pterodactyl.
Yeah. Is this Jurassic Park 3, 5, 7? Making up numbers. All I know is I will simply say, Jay, he doesn't matter at all. He lives in the Maritimes.
That's right. I live in a beer wasteland. My opinion
Yeah,
is.
I mean, exactly. He lives in a beer wasteland.
Hey, so Chad, I got my hands on some Labatt Prohibition Series bourbon barrel ale.
And have you tried it yet?
Yes, I have actually. I've already had 3.
Was it good?
So. It's okay. I mean, I like it. I mean, it's not bad.
Well, it was $6.99, right?
I'll do a review right here if you want me to.
Yes.
It was $6.99 a 6-pack, right, Ethan?
See, I'm curious about that because they're.
It was like 7 total. It was like 775, 785, right around there.
Okay. Did you see the apple harvest?
Yeah, I did. I got that too.
Oh yeah, I
did the
chance to try
switcheroo though. Like I put one in the other and did the good old switcheroo to get that one. But the bourbon barrel one, it's not too bad. It's like kind of weird. It's got like it kind of threw me off a little bit because it had a what's the word I'm looking for? Like the smell was very adjunct-y, you know, like a basic adjunct lager. But the taste of it just threw me off. It was like a sweet caramel, honey, kind of earthy kind of taste to it. Almost like a Honey Nut Cheerio, if you can imagine that. But it's not too bad. I actually did not mind that at all, and it's very easy drinking. I slammed back through them already, so.
I went out and I bought a Windhoek. It was a Namibian beer. And I sat down, it was a light beer, I think it was 4.1 or 4.2%. And I sat down, and I popped the first one, and I was reviewing it, and I drank it. And I think I drank 2 of them on review, and then I turned the camera off, and I drank like the other 4 right after that. It didn't have any taste at all, and it just flew down your throat, and it was actually pretty cool, because I went into it thinking I was going to get nothing. I'm like, fuck, this is a 6-pack I can just chug. I need another one right now.
I saw it in a Wegmans grocery store, and I walked by and gave it the finger. I don't know if anyone saw me, but
I've never
kept on
had
walking.
Vin Hook, but I think it was developed by the Germans when they used to own German Southwest Africa, and it's owned by S.A.B. Miller now. I'd love to try that.
Yeah, it was actually a fairly good beer.
I'm actually interested in what the Reverend's opinion would be of the Labatt Bourbon Barrel and the Labatt Apple whatever bullshit. Since he's a Labatt expert.
The Apple one is terrible, man. It is.
Is it?
No.
So
I want
bad.
the Reverend. I want the Reverend's opinion. I don't want your opinion, Joe.
Is it Labatt Blue Prohibition Series? It's Labatt Prohibition Series. It's not the same.
I mean, compared to like all their other beers, it's up there. It's pretty good.
Well, see, Labatt Porter, you can
that.
get Labatt Porter in Quebec, and the Labatt Porter in Quebec is actually an amazing porter. The Labatt Porter in the U.S. that I've got, the one that came in their Brewmaster series, it was still an okay beer. Actually, that Brewmaster series wasn't bad. It was what? It was a Marzen, a Bock, a brown ale, and a porter. It was actually a fairly good little 2-4.
Yeah.
I've got TQ Murray in here.
Now I got a question. If you guys, with the way that they're making beer like this now, trying to step it up in the game, I guess you could say in the craft beer world, do you guys think that maybe they'll do a global takeover eventually, or, I mean, that's just a question, but...
They're
No,
gonna follow in Greg Cook's footsteps.
I think I think the regular drinkers are going to reject this shit, and craft drinkers aren't even going to look at it. Honestly.
Yeah.
Is that
Sounds
beer
like we
actually-
need a screen up here.
Drink shock top. So I mean, it all depends on the target market. Like there's like people who would normally drink like a Labatt or something.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Like, Shock Top...
More flavor.
Well, here's the thing. Things like Shock Top and Blue Moon, they have this sort of attribute where they trick people into thinking they're a separate brewery. Like a lot of people who buy Shock Top, a lot of people who buy
Like Third
Blue Moon,
Shift.
they don't actually know necessarily, and of course they don't really care, but they don't necessarily know that it's from those big breweries. But when you put Labatt or Budweiser on one of these semi-pseudo craft beers, they're more the regular people who buy that brand name are more likely to reject it because it's like, this ain't my Labatt. I ain't drinking this shit. I'm gonna go back to the regular.
But see, that's the thing, right? They only have to have it out for a little while because there are a good portion of their regular drinkers that will buy it to try it. Whether or not they reject it after that is beside the point. They made their money off of it.
Yeah.
All once.
Yeah,
But I mean, you know, as far as like, is that going to somehow make them bigger or make them take over craft beer? No, it's not going to do it because they're going to try it for a while. They're going to make some sales, but they're going to kill the brand afterwards. I mean, look at Budweiser American Ale. They killed that.
Yeah, but they came out with Black Crown.
Yeah, but that's not a craft beer though.
No.
And where is that
No,
now?
we're talking pseudo craft. We're talking the stuff that the big breweries make that try to appeal to a different audience.
Well, I mean, at the same time, it matters who they like was said. It matters who their target audience is. I mean, you might be able to take the bourbon barrel ale and use it as a poor man's innocent gun, mattering if it tastes anything like it.
Okay, well, if they took that recipe and then they put it into their fake craft brewery that they don't say is Labatt, you know, they don't let on as Labatt's or whatever, you know, like, then they might have a chance at selling it better. But when it has like the Labatt or the Budweiser brand on it, you're not going to get any craft drinkers who are going to be all that interested, and most of the regular drinkers are just going to go back and drink the regular Budweiser afterwards. They're going to try it once, and then they're going to, fuck this shit, I'm going back to my Budweiser.
Is that that's how every single Budweiser drinker talks? Exactly like that, right?
Exactly how every Budweiser drinker talks. I'm going to drink my Budweiser. That's how they drink. That's how they talk.
The Labatt Bourbon Barrel Ale, Aaron brought up a good point. Is that actually aged in bourbon barrels, or is it have natural flavor added, or something along those lines?
Is it like
Does it say Ethan on the label?
Age with tips or something.
I would guess if I had to guess, I'd say either chips or using extracts like vanilla extract and stuff to make it taste that way.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't use chips. You're talking about like they have big production systems, and for them to do something like that on that scale, it would require massive investment. They're not set up for that. It would be flavors.
It says ale brewed with bourbon barrel staves and with natural flavor added.
Yeah.
Yep.
Natural
Okay,
flavor.
So
but
extracts and staves.
Yeah,
So
so
they
the staves. I mean, what portion of that beer is actually touching the stave?
Yeah, so they ripped up some old Evan Williams barrels that have been washed out and used 3 or 4 times already, and dumped those into the fucking brew, and then they added some fucking vanilla and molasses into it or something. Like, come on, dudes.
Yeah, it definitely has vanilla. For sure.
Shittiest bourbon barrels they could buy, and then threw them in a wood chipper.
It does have a kind of a woody finish at the roof of the tongue, but in reality, I mean, when I like poured it out and looked at it, it really looked like just like a basic Labatt, whatever, like a Labatt Ice. Like when I smelled it, it even smelled like that too. So I wasn't, too shocked. It was just a taste that was a whole lot different. I mean,
the Apple Harvest apparently has apple juice added to it.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
I haven't tried that yet. Is it real apple juice, or is it artificially...
It tasted like a green apple candy. Shout out to Guy.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it's green drink, not apple. Is it apple drink?
Yeah, pretty.
I can see that failing, and then they repackage it as Labatt cider.
How about they sell it for a year and then release it as a cellared beer?
Does that Muskoka all the time? Every time?
Well, you'd think they'd be able to make an apple beer fairly well since they make Keith cider already at the Anheuser-Busch plant.
Oh yeah, and from what I've heard, that's super awesome.
Well, it's not, but I mean they should know how to add apple flavor to things.
Yeah,
they work with it already.
Labatt should be able to make the best beer in the fucking world, but they don't. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. I mean, come on, dudes. Let's get real.
I actually was reading through the. Aaron sent this to me earlier today. No, it was yesterday. He sent it to me. The Bud AMA science talk with one of their brewing scientists. And I was reading through that, and those guys know everything. They could do anything they wanted with beer. Yeah. It's amazing to read that stuff, and it's as much as people will shit on the big guys and all that. It's great that they'll do the AMA talks, and they'll end up giving out a lot of the findings they have to the small guys, even though they're the competitors. The only thing that they talked about just very slightly was the proprietary hop extract strain that Miller plays with. And since it's Bud, they don't have the info on that, but it's really cool to read a lot of the science on the stuff.
It's very cool, and it's also very sad that they can't make better beer because they're.
No, it's not that they can't. It's that they're.
No, they can't.
What the fuck was that?
They're not allowed. They're not allowed to make better beer.
But wait a minute. The problem is this: they could make big time money producing what they produce, which is ordinary, as we know, or they can make little time money producing the most exquisite craft beer in the world. Because, like Chad says, they have the scientific ability to do anything. So,
I think they'd make little time money in the short term, and I think they'd make big time money in the long term because they'd educate their customers to what real beer is, and those people would eventually gravitate towards it.
They would make a lot better of a profit then.
And I think that is happening to a small extent. In 20 years down the road, we might say, wow, look what Anheuser-Busch did over a 20-year period.
Right.
Well, 20 years down the road, they're going to...
Slowly but surely.
Yeah, 20 years down the road, they're going to have to do that.
I'm working on a paper. I'm going to write a paper about mass-produced craft beers since around 1960. I've got documents in my possession showing that some of these mass producers have been making craft beer since basically they've had craft beer. But they never did much regard for it in the sense that they didn't think there was going to be a lot of money in it. And now in the last, 10 years, they've said, well, hell, there really is money in it. Let's get into it. I don't want to get into all that, but I can kind of, I could demonstrate it with the documents that I have.
Chad, Massive Beer Reviews wants to get in. Is Ryan going to say anything else? Because if not, I'd suggest just
I
boot
can
them.
if you want me to.
Because, like, no offense, but I would suggest just kicking them out for Massive Beer Reviews.
Oh, there's only so much room in here?
Well, we got 10 people in, so it's a full room.
Oh, man.
Or Greg has been on mute for like hours now. But I can't eject. If I eject, they get blocked.
I'm still here, but I'm just trying not to disturb you guys with some other noise that's going on around here. But I can leave if you need somebody else in here.
Well, now we're down to 9 now, so Massive Beer Reviews should be able to jump in. I think I might have insulted Ryan, and he might have just left on his own accord.
Ryan, we love you. Lee's an asshole.
Yes, I don't love you. I don't even know who you are, and you didn't say anything, so you're gone. That's all there is to it.
Hey, so since we're talking about the future of breweries, I just had a quick question. If you guys, we're talking about how, like, say 20 years from now, hypothetically, they would make better beer, 20 years from now, but what do you guys think about, like, say, Budweiser, Miller, Coors expanding other branches, like, say, maybe even hard liquor or wineries?
They're already doing it.
Yep. I'd be all for it if they make good products. Yeah. That's the bottom line. I don't care what brewery it is. If it makes good products, I'll support it.
And when we were talking about small profit for the big guys, they would make a lot better profit margin than the little guys would be making. One, because they have the ability to buy in huge bulk. For the most part, they're using recycled bottles. They're not using the new bottles. It's actually funny that new bottles usually come in through the small guys, and then the big guys reuse them. That's actually a little quirk of the industry that makes me giggle a little bit. But all in all, even if they're making full-on craft beer, their overhead is not going to be nearly the overhead of a small guy.
And that's a topic that I could really get into.
Winter is Coming asks, if you had to choose, what is your favorite lager, cream ale, dark, and IPA from an Ontario craft brewer?
Have we ever had Ontario craft brews? Like lager-wise?
I'm out of that discussion.
What was the question? I missed it.
If you had to choose,
it was
what is your
dark,
favorite lager, cream ale, dark, and IPA from an Ontario craft brewer?
Creemore Springs, good lager.
Yeah, I'd say maybe like Creemore Pilsner or maybe Stonehammer Light, something like that.
Lager lager.
I've never had Lager lager, so I don't know why I'm even laughing.
I don't even know if that's even in Ontario or not.
I don't even know if it exists.
Cream ale. Shit. Does Stonehammer do a cream ale? I'm trying to remember.
I have no idea. Bell Cities was pretty good. Aaron just mentioned, but that was like way different of a cream ale if you're comparing to an actual what everyone knows a cream ale is. But it was good.
I think Stonehammer does a dark too. I like that one a lot. IPAs, Bo's fucking barrel-aged Screaming Beaver. That's just fucking. It doesn't even taste like an IPA, but it's so fucking phenomenal that I just have to say that's the one. What happened to Rhino? Did he die or what? What's going on?
Everybody sounded like they were on auto tunes on slow mode for like the last 5 minutes for me.
That's your connection, D.
Your.
Well, it's fine now, but the Rhino is frozen, so it's probably Rhino's connection.
Maybe.
I think there's some sort of internet problems.
It's your show now, Lee. You are in charge.
Oh, I'm still here.
Why? Oh,
nope,
he's still.
Nope, he's in charge now. Sorry, snooze, you lose.
No,
Okay.
I'm in charge. I'm in charge.
Lager, light, dark, and cream.
Yep.
Yes.
Light.
No, there wasn't light. It was lager, cream,
Lager.
dark, and IPA.
Yeah.
Oh, dark and IPA. Okay. IPA. Oh, I don't know. GLB's Karma Citra or Innocent Bystander.
Batteries are dying in your walkie-talkie.
Yeah. We no longer can hear you, Chad.
Sounds like Lee.
Lee's back in charge.
You remember when the guy crashed the space plane and they had to make the $6 million man when he said, "I'm breaking up, I'm breaking up"? That's what he sounded like.
Yeah, Chad. You might want to change your mic. You might want to change your mic if possible, because that one is not working at all.
This one usually works worse.
Well, I can hear you better, so fuck that nonsense.
Okay, well then we're using this one.
All right. Go back to your answer.
Okay. Lager, probably either Bose Lug Tread or say F&M Light. Those would probably be my two lager choices. IPA, either Karma Citra from Great Lakes or Innocente's Bystander. The dark, Silversmith Black Lager.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Cream ale? Who fucking cares? No, probably either Bell Cities or Muskoka's cream ale.
Cream ale? Who fucking cares? Oh, it's good times. I believe Rhino's experiencing technical difficulties.
I think the Wise Men's Committee is taking over here.
Hey yo!
Bells, 200 AM. Driving on my Harley here. Still driving man today.
Clown shoes.
Clown shoes.
Wasina City.
I gotta tell you, boy. I got
keep tasting.
I got the Comcast internet.
That really chops my ass.
I gotta tell you, there's no freshness date on this bottle. I am not buying this beer again.
If I didn't buy a beer because it didn't have a bottling date, I wouldn't be buying many beers.
Oh my god.
Clown shoes.
Let's see what's in the fridge today, guys. Oh, there's some dead hooker parts in here. Oh my god.
True to the Gabs, Blanche de Chaoui kind of sucks.
Does it? Oh, that's too bad. Nice.
Yeah.
That is one slab of granite. You need blue cheese.
You compare
Swiss
this with
cheese.
some blue cheese, some Swiss cheese, some Gouda. You can put some Gouda on this. You can take this to the steel driving man, Wasina City. You take this to Wasina City, and you put some Gouda on it.
Got pots and pans flinging and flying.
Pots and pans clanging and clanging.
You guys are idiots.
This is the best fucking BDU ever. This is the best BDU ever.
Pans,
We made Ryan
On
leave for
fire.
what?
On fire.
Okay, oh my god. Ah.
Yeah.
You don't have Lee drunk and draw all over your face drunken.
No, it's not even close to that, sir. I'm ahead of all of you. I just want to see Dusty Rhodes guest star in a Greg's review. Because that would make the universe implode.
Clown.
Do you want him to still be in the purple polka dot, the yellow polka dot tights?
Fuck no! I want NWA Dusty Rhodes.
There's going to be a Dusty Rhodes appearance in the next Rhino Fest, isn't there?
That'd be awesome. Dusty Rhodes gonna drink some beer. I don't know.
He'll be our special guest.
Yeah. I ain't drinking no lagers. I ain't drinking no lagers, Ric Flair.
Thanks, cheers. Thanks, cheers.
Yeah.
Thanks, cheers.
Yeah.
I hope Ed from Five Paddles comes back for reviews in the basement. We should get more brewers to come down there for a review.
As long as they're cool, like Ed. If they're douchebags, no.
Thanks.
Well, we can always beat them up in the basement.
Thanks.
We'll get some Michael Arnold reviews going.
Oh yeah.
We
need beers.
We need more videos from the Amosofats from back in their heyday.
Yeah, they have moved on.
Starring Chad.
No, not necessarily, but the Amosofats, they had it going on like in 2009, 2010, and then it just died out.
Yeah, they sort of got health conscious, and then they sort of got bored of doing beer reviews, and it's kind of dwindled.
It's a shame because
Imploded.
they were so much fun. They put the fun into it. You know, too many people are serious and they're so pretentious and sickening to watch. But the Amosofats, and some people claim that it was all put on. I don't believe it. I think they really did have a good time and like to get lit up at home. But
I don't believe that for a minute. That's their true personalities, as far as I'm concerned.
I think people were jealous of them because they couldn't have a good time like the Amosofats. But I just miss it. You know, it was like a big part of my beer review watching experience.
Who replaced that?
Nobody.
For you? Nobody? Unreplaceable?
Yeah, because they were so like I said, unpretentious. They just were going into it, having a good time, and hanging out, and of course, as time went on, you notice it started to become sort of obligatory. You know what I mean? Obligatory, like they had to say, "Eyes to beer," and that started to get old. But I mean, overall, it was still good, and then I guess they got tired of it. It's a shame because it was fun. She was jumping on the trampoline, and they were taking the dog for a walk, and then it just unraveled.
I liked her jumping on the trampoline too.
Yeah, it was cute. It was like
trampoline jumping.
XXXX IPA.
Oh, you're drinking that?
Why?
Pugsley series? Why?
I like that beer.
Okay, what's wrong with it, Rhino?
Nothing's wrong with it, Nick. It's subjective. He hates it because his palate is his palate. You tell us how you feel
His
about
palate is stupid. That's why he hates it.
it. I didn't say that, but it is correct.
I
Correct.
like the Pugsley, and I especially like the screw cap.
What Pugsley do you like, Jay? All of them?
No, I haven't had them all. But
You just had the IPA?
The 4X IPA, you know, that kind of like standard one. They tried selling it around here, but it didn't sell well. They killed it off, but I got one bottle before they yanked it. I liked it. It was good. It wasn't like the greatest, but it had its own little character.
Non-traditional. American IPA, copper, brilliant color.
Oh Christ! The beer zerker's got his sci-fi goggles on. He's judging it.
Your hops.
You know, I want to do an intervention with the beer zerker because I'm a little worried. He's going off the deep end, and I don't want to say that in an ugly way, but he's wearing that thing on his face.
Yeah, what is that?
It's got the electric guitar going. I mean, we need to get it back in focus. We need to get things back.
I am not worried. I'm actually encouraged because I think he is prepared for the eventual Mad Max-style nuclear holocaust that will befall us, and he is already prepared for it. He's probably going to become the next Lord Humongous and rule the wastelands.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about it along those lines. Yeah, never mind.
Well, you really should, Jay. You should prepare for the nuclear holocaust, sir.
You know what? Everybody everywhere is going to look like Saskatchewan. My girlfriend left me and she walked away. I can still see her a week later.
Yeah, I retract what I just said then anyway. No, but I was a little, but all kidding aside, in all seriousness, yeah, there he is. I'm concerned. Here's our
mental health.
Yeah, really, I am.
That's okay. It's getting crazy.
It looks
right.
like Chad poured that beer, by the way, Berserker. It looked like Chad poured it.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome. New brewery out of Calgary, actually. Making some raw, unfiltered shit.
You see,
what's it called?
You see, Jay should be more concerned with my mental health because I feel like stabbing people every day. In an increasing exponential way, I feel like stabbing people.
That makes it normal.
Yeah, but you're not wearing these goggles and
Oh, so if I'm not wearing goggles, it doesn't matter how many people I stab.
No, you just have to say you did it for the religion, and then you get out of court for a year.
Oh yeah.
Jay, you can't see him, but Lee is wearing beer goggles.
all I'm gonna say is, Beer Zerker, you wearing those goggles is disturbing imagery for me, and I don't like to watch disturbing imagery. So take them off. Thank you.
Goggles? They're not even goggles. That's a visor.
Oh well, okay. Visor. Well, in that case.
See, the thing is, you don't know. Beer Zerker might have a medical condition where he requires those visors to protect himself.
He has cataracts? Is that what it is?
Hey, man. You gotta wear the hockey helmet, man. I've been high stick to the eye, man. It's just blood. Canadian. Protect my shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because of the radiation that's being beamed to him from the Cubans through the cable TV. Right, I forgot about that. Okay.
He doesn't want to be attacked by the carbonation in that beer. He's
wearing those because he wants to detect those aliens from John Carpenter's It's Alive or whatever, or They Live.
Here's Zerka. Do you worry that sometimes when you touch people, electricity comes from your hands and you could kill them?
Not if I'm grounded. Okay.
I don't think anybody worries about that, Jay. I don't think anyone does. Except for Electro, and he's a fictional character.
Oh man.
Do you firmly believe that Okay, I have one more question for Berserker. Do you firmly believe that Italy is nestled between Australia and New Zealand and that your morning glass of milk comes from cats?
What?
I know I'm concerned for your mental health.
And now the rhino's in a fucking gas mask.
So, I overheard something about a new Calgary brewery. What brewery is this again?
Shit, man, I was just trying to plug it. It's the Tool Shed. I'm drinking it right now.
The what?
Check out the Tool Shed. It's a shitty name, but it's a great beer.
Okay, cool. That's cool.
It's It's crazy shit. It's awesome.
That's awesome. No, I haven't heard of them yet. How old are they? How would they start?
Well, I heard on the street, so I saw it at Andrew Hilton, so I picked up a 6 of that, and I got a 6 of Canadian cream ale. And they're as good as the Canadian cream ales you get, and IPA is as unfiltered and dirty and orange as I've ever seen. You can't see through it. It's heavy shit. It's awesome.
Cool.
Already.
Can you not see through because you're wearing a visor?
I don't know.
Glasses.
Can you see through? It's a orange. It's like orange juice. It's awesome.
Nice.
It's like an imperial kind of, very unfiltered in there. Chad's making me feel more at home with his mask.
Well, I don't know what else to say. Uh-oh.
He's
Nick.
ready for the podcast, man. Cause oh, Nick. All right.
Oh, jeez.
There we go.
All right, let me go get my puppet.
It's getting real.
This is why I come in on hours.
Up in here.
I just got some beer from an Alberta brewery. I don't know if it's
just opened a bottle of Miller. That's why I have this on.
Grizzly Paw or something.
What is it?
Grizzly Paw. Does that sound familiar?
I never heard of that.
I'm gonna go. I'll go get it. I'll be right back.
Are you making a beer now?
Jesus. Chad looks like a reject from the fucking crazies, for fuck's sakes.
Oh.
Unfortunately, I have like 6 more of these masks. Let me go get the other ones.
How's your podcast going, Lee? How's your movies going, Lee? Podcast.
You're asking me a question? Going good. My first episode's up on my channel, and I'm going to be recording the second episode Friday.
So just coming right through YouTube and ready to go, eh?
I'm just doing YouTube for now. Once I get the money in my PayPal, I'm actually going to subscribe to a hosting service where I can just upload the MP3s or whatever right to the fucking thing. But right now I'm just doing YouTube, and so far it's working pretty good. So.
How was that, Jay?
Holy shit.
Jesus Christ. That is fucking scary.
There's that Alberta beer I was talking about. It's from Canmore.
Oh, that's by Banff.
Yeah, by the Grizzly Paw Brewing Company. Beaver Tail Raspberry Ale.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, they had it at the Brewers Bash leftovers here in New Brunswick. They had a whole bunch of weird stuff.
Do you like it or what?
Oh God, Key. My quadruple X beats your triple X.
It's the last one.
What, you can't get that up in Ontario?
It's lagging like shit.
Actually,
It is lagging as shit.
We got 2 comments here. Massive Beer Review says, you forgot the Emperor from Star Wars and Lo Pan from Big Trouble in Little China, Lee. Tisk tisk. I don't even know what that's in reference to, dude. You're gonna have to.
Reference to shut up, Matt.
No, I probably don't remember what I said 5 minutes ago, so there's probably a good reason for him saying that. Arthur Donald says, Holy Monty Python's Drunken Flying Circus.
Hello. Does someone play Marco Polo right now?
Do we
Hello,
have
Paul,
any,
by the way.
do we have any more topics, or what's going on here?
Lee,
Does it even matter at this
why are you gay? Let's talk about this. Come on.
Paul's on here! Holy shit.
Finally, Paul's here today. Fuck.
Fine.
I'm pissed now. Let's do this.
You just take.
I think we're all kind of like showing up for Halloween costumes, or
Is that what you think, Ethan? I'm not sure if that's what you think or that's what you can just have.
I think Ethan belongs to a pagan death cult of some sort.
Pagan death cult of doom.
Pretty sure Paul does.
You'd fit right into the fucking Wicker Man, for fuck's sakes.
Father!
I think this is what I'm gonna make my beer reviews in from now on.
That new brewery that
I'm
Cream
going to.
associated with Hops and Bolts, that Mad and Noisy.
That's not what they're associated with. That's just them.
That's phony kind of front, or that's a pretty good beer. I had their IPL lager.
Hops and Bolts. Yeah, the IPL wasn't bad. Get it fresh though.
Their Sunny and Cher was better to me. The Summer Saison.
That's because you're racist.
Yep. You got it.
Boom. What's that brewery?
It's Creemore Springs. They just have a separate line. They use one of their fermenting tanks to do the Mad and Noisy line. So they basically they kind of contract their own beer so that people don't know that it's made by them.
That's weird. I thought they made a good beer. I don't think they should be ashamed of their name.
No, it's just when Molson made them bigger than they need to be, so they have more tanks than they'll ever need. So Molson wanted to use them for something else, but technically, legally, they're not allowed to use the Creemore water unless they're making Creemore beer. So they made it into a contract brewer there, so they can still use the Creemore water.
So they're just multitasking breweries out of the same place, basically.
Yeah, it's the exact same brewery. It's just their way to legally get around the fact that the guy that sold them the rights to using the Creemore Springs sold it to them in the idea that they would only ever use it to make Creemore beer.
And that hops and bolts ain't. It's not all that good anyway. It's actually pretty mediocre.
Well, you think it'd be better with that artisanal water?
You would think that, but apparently not.
Apparently it's not free range then.
Free range water.
No, definitely not free range.
It's not coastal water. It is trapped.
Yeah,
it is trapped like bathroom water.
Yeah, it's not on the coast. It's not free range. It's not flying in the wind. Not
Okay, I have 2 beers left. Which one should I drink?
Lee, your eyes are squinting.
one.
Have you been drinking?
What's that?
I said,
Number
Lee, your
one.
eyes are kind of squinty. Have you been drinking?
I have been drinking, sir. Yes.
Yes.
I'm asking if you breathe air. Of course he's
breathe air.
Shut up, Nick.
Brimstone.
Reaction time. What is that, Rhino?
Brimstone.
This is
What?
Chicory Oak Stout.
Ooh. Joe's like, what the fuck? Just kill me now.
Yeah, he kind of dropped away from this conversation. I think he was disgusted with us all.
Well,
I'm disgusted with us all, but I'm still here.
what the fuck?
Oh, we got Bane in the corner.
Yeah,
there.
I was just gonna say that.
Oh, did Guy wear his mask?
Yeah, he's wearing it right now.
God
I
damn
don't
it,
see
Gee.
this
Show yourself, bitch. All I see is your stupid picture, Gee.
Yeah, that's all I see
gotta-
too.
You gotta sort that shit out. Up your bandwidth or something, bitch.
Mr.
really
Gosh.
So reset my connection for you, you filthy whores.
Wait. One
I
second.
must kill the beer man.
Hey, Bane.
He dropped out.
Oh, did he?
Oh,
Uh,
we're lack of Frenchmen. Lacking.
oh, Bane dropped out.
Don't
It's
worry.
your mistake, Mr. Wayne.
Alright, so we'll
Mr. Wayne.
Yeah. Let us not be informal. Really? Are you serious with that?
Bane was around.
There you go.
Yeah.
That was so terrible. That was the worst possible fucking Bane ever. It's like, that's not Bane. Bane is a dude who grew up in a fucking prison to serve the sentence for his fucking mother.
In a hole.
Bane was this dude in a fucking lucha libre mask, for fuck's sakes. Could you not put that on the fucking movie? You had to make this bullshit. Oh, I have to breathe through this fucking mask to survive. Bullshit. Fucking Bane didn't need that shit.
Hey, man who breathes through crab. Which one of these holes do you breathe through?
And I don't even know why they didn't do that way, because the whole fucking third movie was bullshit anyway. It was like, the first two movies were like super realistic, and then he went total fucking bullshit superhero comic book shit for the third movie, so, like, why not have fucking Venom pumping into him and making him bigger and shit? Like, why not?
Yeah,
why
right
do
not.
that?
The Bay.
Make them all swole.
The Dock of the Bay.
Oh, Mr. Wayne, I'd like to suck your dick, Mr. Wayne.
Why didn't Matt ever join? Matt, Joe's left. Get in here, you motherfucker.
Yeah, you can sneak in now, Matt.
I'm sorry, Berserker took your spot earlier.
Yeah.
He snuck in. He was like, oh yeah? Oh yeah? People are leaving for Matt? Oh, I'm in.
Yeah, that Pfizer son of a bitch.
Bing bong.
That was like an Adam West style. Pow!
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
So
What's with the general Ethan, man? Is that just like you're into Dodge or what?
What's that?
The General Lee, man. You're into Dodges or what's up with the car?
Actually,
What
yeah,
is the
I do
show?
drive a Dodge. No, yeah, I drive a Dodge.
Yeah, everyone makes mistakes.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Not everyone could have a Jag.
Hey, if you can't dodge it, ram it, man.
I have a Dodge. What's going on?
Yeah, there we go.
My favorite Dodge is the Challenger. That's my favorite.
I got a 1500.
There's one person in this chat that made a mistake, and he bought a Jag.
Oh yeah.
Jaguar.
Yeah.
I have a Dodge Avenger.
Don't worry. Next mistake I'm making, I'm buying a Triumph TR6, so that'll be an even bigger mistake. So it'll be real fun.
We have a Kia Sedona.
There you go.
Oh, well. I have a Dodge Avenger.
Getting all fancy up in here.
Toyota.
Suck it! You'll have that forever.
I'm hoping. I'm banking on it. I still owe for it.
Triple X.
Yes, sir. I have a Volkswagen Golf.
What's up, Matt?
Get out of here, Bane.
Yeah.
Batman's here.
Fat Man's here. This guy.
Your punishment must be more severe. Now bend over. I'm thirsty.
What the hell's Ron? What's the creepy ass doll you got on? What's going on there, brother?
Yeah.
Hello. Hello.
It's a Sarah Jessica Parker doll.
If Sarah Jessica Parker and Beetlejuice had a kid.
I don't know if I've ever said it in any of my heart-to-hearts, but the one thing I'm actually terrified of is Chucky.
Yeah.
Clown?
Sorry, Jack.
When
Chucky's back.
And when I was, when did Chucky 1 and Chucky 2 come out? I was young. It was back in the 80s, wasn't it? So I was probably like, my brother was born when I was 6, so I would have been like 6 or 7. My brother had a My Buddy doll, and my mother made me watch Child's Play with her, and I was fucking mortified and scarred for years with Chucky dolls.
Actually, I'm being joined tonight by Morgus the Magnificent.
What?
Morgus, his real name is Momus Alexander Morgan.
Motherfucker face.
Morgan?
Morgus.
Did you name him that?
Morgus Freeman.
Worse was the Poltergeist doll for me. Poltergeist doll did it way more for me.
Yeah, that was scary. Well, I guess I'll get off of this chat tonight, but it was very interesting and enlightening.
It was good having you, Uncle Jay.
Thanks.
Uncle Jay.
Thanks, folks.
Uncle Jay.
Uncle Jay.
Thanks, folks.
Uncle Jay.
Uncle Jay.
Uncle Jay.
Uncle.
Have a good night, Jay.
Long.
The Rastation. I don't know.
Yeah, what?
It's like,
Well, I'll tell you something about Morgus. His assistant's name is Chopsley.
Chop Suey?
Chopsley.
Top sleeve, okay.
He rents his apartment from a landlady named Alma Fetish.
Oh man, that's fucking crazy.
Anyway, thanks for inviting me, Chad.
Well, thank you for coming. It was a pleasure. The glowing white head says so.
That's what she said.
No, she hasn't had pleasure from me in a while.
Good night, folks.
See you, Ron.
Good night, Uncle Jay.
Uncle Jay.
Good night, nephew. And y'all have a very pleasant Wednesday evening.
Ooh. That's
What a boob.
Okay, so I'm out of topics this week because I didn't read the last topic I was going to do. I was holding it for next week. So yeah, what do we want to talk about? Matt, what's new in your area?
A skunk just skunked it right outside my door, so all I smell is skunk. That's what's going on in my world.
Do you live in BC?
Well, he has Stella Plus tight.
So it's like somebody opened an entire case of Heineken and left it in your doorway.
Yeah, pretty much.
Stella
Yeah.
Trois.
Yeah. And that's about it. I'm not sure what else. I've just been drinking too much. I've never done that before.
None of us have. None of us.
No.
Never, ever.
I got a question.
There you go.
I don't know if I want you to ask it.
Well, no. When a brand new brewery opens up, do you want to get everything at once, or do you feel like you have to wait a few months before they stop doing their safe beginner stuff?
Months. Usually it takes years for them to do their bigger
Years.
stuff, doesn't it?
Well, years.
Yeah.
If I walk in and they have bottles, I'll buy everything right then and there. If I walk in and they don't have bottles, I'll usually try one beer and then I won't go back until they bottle a can.
I'll try everything they do just to get a foothold of what's going on. You know what I mean, and see where they're going. You know, and then hopefully they bring it big. In my area, we have a lot of breweries opening, and they're actually starting from the opposite end, where they're actually going like with interesting stuff from the get-go. You know, going from the garage to the brewery as opposed to the bank to the brewery.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, when a brewery opens, you can look at their lineup. Like when they list their lineup, you can pretty much see right away what's the introductory tourist kind of beer, and then you can see where they're getting serious about shit. So you know where you need to gravitate anyway, pretty much. Like that seems to be the experience for me, at least here. Like whenever a new brewery opens, you see, oh, we've got this ale, we've got this stout, we've got this red ale. It's like, okay, I know what I'm going to gravitate towards. I'm probably going to try everything eventually, but like the first couple things I'm going to buy are probably going to be the more interesting stuff on your lineup. So,
Right. They got a brewery opening up right down the road from me, and they got all the basic stuff like pale ales, IPAs, porter, stouts, like all that stuff just coming out, you know. And then hopefully later on down the road they'll go more crazy, but
Yeah, I mean, you have to keep the power on. You know what I mean? You
Right.
you can't not be like. We have a company around here called SBC, Susquehanna Brewing Company, and they just all they produce is like pilsners and lagers, like really, really. I mean, we're talking like buy cases of stuff, 30-pack kind of stuff, nothing that you would really covet. And, they're now starting to like delve in, rye IPAs and like double box and things like that. So you can see they kind of went the other direction. They were like, okay, let's get our feet underneath us and then
Yeah, right.
experiment.
You know, it's a smart thing to do on their part. I mean, I understand why they're doing it like that. So,
But then Pennsylvania has a pretty big history of like breweries that went the other direction, like Trogs, Weyerbacher, breweries
love
like that.
Weyerbacher.
I live like 45 minutes away from them. They started off with their first beer, and their best-selling beer ever to this date is a Belgian Golden Ale. You know what I mean? Like that's like where they started off. So it's cool to see breweries come from, like I said, from either the garage or the bank. It's to see where they go is pretty interesting.
I think the thing that's sad right now is every area is exploding. I mean, every bit of craft beer is booming in North America. You're getting more and more stuff in every state and every province. My problem with it is when you say open a new brewery in Toronto. Okay, say you're opening a brewery in Toronto and you come into the market with a blonde ale, a lager, a pilsner. Why the fuck are you wasting your time on that? There's already like 50 of them to choose from, just from craft breweries in the Toronto area. I understand the idea, you know, if you're trying to get to the bank and trying to make your money. If you're in an area that doesn't have a craft brewery or only has one or two, okay, you make this to appeal to the bigger market. But when everybody already has one and you're new to the market, why are you trying the exact same thing as them?
Well, everybody talks about where the bubble's going to burst, because there's going to be a bursting point at some point, because it's just the whole craft beer thing is exponentially gaining steam. To me, it's from a brewer aspect. Like it just like I work in the tattoo industry. I've been in it for 17 years, and you see a lot of places overproduce tattoo artists where they oversaturate an area with people producing the same product to the point where they can't all make a living, and then people have to die off. It just seems like everybody's becoming a brewer. It's not to that extent yet, but it seems like you can only have so many people drinking beer with so many unique brewers. So it needs to be, I don't know, more enclosed.
It's interesting that you say that, Matt, because I was just looking up Facebook today, and there was a lot of articles about how you know, like what Chad was saying before, like all these brewers are opening up in the United States per se, and like, you know, there's all these brewers, so where's all this beer going, you know, from all these brewers making all this different beer and things like that, and they were just talking about who would die off from the craft world.
Well, that's a big thing. That's if you look at the numbers, like craft beer actually has gone down as far as consumption in the United States, but the smaller breweries, craft beer has taken a huge chunk away from the big people. So the beer's going to them. You know what I mean? Like Budweiser and the big companies are trying to backdoor themselves into beer with buying up breweries and stuff like that. So the beer's going to go somewhere. I'm talking about in the future to where you have a bunch of people trying to make beer, and then there's just not enough. You know what I mean? To go around per brewery, like there's a brewery every 10 miles. That's not a good thing.
It's almost like we're out of the pioneer days or something, you know.
Well, see, that's funny though that you're saying that with the saturation of breweries as you were talking about. The funny thing I actually heard a thing is we basically just hit pre-prohibition levels as far as the amount of breweries at the same time.
But you guys have 1,000 in production right now. 1,000 like getting ready to open. So that brings you up to like 4,500 breweries across your country. That's a lot of breweries.
That's America.
And then back in the day, like pre-prohibition, you're talking about you needed a brewery 10 miles away from you because you needed to get beer. If you didn't have one 10 miles away, you weren't getting it. You know what I mean? Like it was almost like you needed something in your neighborhood. It's more I don't see the bubble bursting now. I see it in like 10 to 15, 20 years down the line when there's so many small breweries open that they just can't sustain themselves.
Well, it seems like we don't even need the bubble to burst because the thing is there's so many mediocre breweries out there that they end up, unless they're extremely cheap or extremely close to a place where you need there's no beer, so you have to have it there.
But
they go under anyway. They just automatically go under. They don't even need the bubble to burst. They just burst on their own before it even.
That's where shitty breweries come into check, because then you have like breweries are like, okay, now the bubble's bursting. I'm just going to make low end product just to get people drunk, and then you have people. Hopefully, at that point, people enjoy good beer, but they sway towards the side of like shit beer again. Then
all I gotta say is, for the best beer for price points, Natty Ice. I gotta go. I gotta get out of here.
we've talked about the bubble bursting ad nauseum, but like I said every time, what I see is going to happen when the bubble bursts is you're not going to actually lose craft beer. What you're going to lose is the breweries that just had stupid money following them. So people that just had money and got into it hoping to make a profit.
Yeah.
So they didn't have the people or the skills to the people or the beer basically to stay open. Or the people that are making very boring beer in an already saturated market. Like, I make fun of Bayside Brewing quite often. Bayside Brewing is in Erie, Ontario. Very small place. There's one road going in and out. Tiny little port town that is a tourist attraction in the summer. They are an all-extract brewery. Their beer is fucking disgusting. Some of it's buttery and all that. They sell huge amounts of it. And even once the bubble bursts, they will, because your choice is nobody. If you want a craft brew, that's what you have to choose from. But then you go into Toronto and you get breweries that make like a blonde and a brown ale, and there's lots of brown ales and blondes all out there. If that's all they're making, once this bubble bursts, once we saturate more and more, they'll be the guys that go. Or, again, following the stupid money. Brock Street Brewing that's opening in Whitby. They finally, the city said no, period, to them. So they're not getting their fire hall. So Brock Street Brewing is going to be opening a block away from Five Paddles. They're not going to survive with Five Paddles down the street from them. Five Paddles has the people and the money. The people and the beer.
And
And
the frozen.
Five Paddles has the people and the beer.
It's that Canadian weather, I guess.
Has the money.
Yeah, but nobody be able to stomach Ed, so they're like, "Fuck this, I gotta go. He's an asshole."
If you think people can't stomach Ed, just wait till they talk to Wheels once.
Oh.
I think if they're with the eventual burst of the bubble, I think any breweries that survive, most of them are going to get smaller, and they're going to be more located in small places. Like urban breweries probably have a better chance of surviving because they can make their profits off like a couple block radius. And they don't have to worry about being national. They don't have to worry about spreading out anywhere. They can produce a certain amount and make their money back just for a local market, and it'll be more like British old style British brew pubs where every pub basically serviced a certain neighborhood or a couple neighborhoods around or whatever. And I think
See,
that's
just with distribution that we have right now, I don't see that ever actually happening. I don't see us ever going back that far. Because the LCBO will always take the beers. It's just sooner or later, with the saturation that we're getting, the fringe breweries are going to get pushed out.
Yeah.
I don't think we're ever going to get to the point where we're going to be fine. Our beer's always going to be around because it's always been around. You know what I mean? Like the test of time. That beers I love have been around for how long? It's that middle road. It's the creativity, the newer stuff that people trying to push the envelope that won't have an outlet. That's the thing that will be lost.
Well, you'll be okay, Matt, because you don't drink beer until it's 15 years old anyway, so you're good.
There you go, Paul. See?
There you go. Perfect.
Done. Okay, I'm done. I'll see you guys in about 15 years.
And you let me know what you drink. Yeah. Well, I don't think this is a moot point, but I think bubble is the wrong analogy. It's just another wave. It's the tide. It's gonna go in, it's gonna go back out, and then it's gonna go back up again right after that. You wait, after this hits the shit, if really we do have a very onslaught of places closing, you're going to see that go away, but the next year they're going to start opening up again. It's just one of those things. Once you get a taste of the demographic in the market, they come back in. I mean, not everyone, I hope Coon Hens closes just so I can say, fuck you, you were...
Yeah, but like everywhere, right? You know what I mean? Like, I got a buddy in Texas, and you talk about the housing crash. He doesn't know what the fuck you're talking about. He's like, what? We got it good down here. It's fucking great. I mean, it's not everywhere, Mm-hmm. Different policies, like from Ontario to Alberta, we got different policies. Like, what's happening over there isn't going to happen here. It's all not all under the same criteria. I mean, it's the government policy, what the bankers will do, and like the good guys don't always win. Just like in construction, man. Some of the greatest companies around, man. They get shit on, and it's the shipbuilders that do shit the cheapest, and it's all about money. It's numbers. It's all it is, a simple calculation.
Mm-hmm.
And they win.
Big old shit hamster wheel.
First shit is the deepest.
Fucking shit show.
Shit wins the storm. The shit storm good. Keep going.
Quebec has the fucking great breweries, man. Fucking eat. Fucking the
Chad,
fucking breweries.
Chad, are you gonna eat a white pepper, you fucker?
What?
Are you gonna eat a white pepper? Ghost pepper?
I already ate 2 of them.
What did you put in your mouth just now?
Cum, cock.
Yeah.
Screwdriver jizz.
Oh, that looks like a cock.
I know if I was going to do something like that, I'd eat the Carolina Reaper first, and while I was drooling and snotting and dying everywhere, that's when I would go and do something to her.
What do you drink right after? Can you drink a beer, or do you have to drink milk or something?
Oh no, you don't drink beer, man. You don't drink anything carbonated after one of those super peppers.
You eat water? Drink water.
You don't want to burp it back up.
No.
Well, it's not only that, but the carbonation.
Yeah.
Sure.
No, but I fucking loved his.
The carbonation makes it worse.
No,
and
but
if
me
you
and
touch
me and
your
Lee
hand,
loved
you don't want to touch your penis after, if you have to take it.
And apparently, they say the guy had to go to the ER. You're supposed to cover it with ketchup if it happens. So you have to cover your wiener with ketchup. Hopefully you have a hoagie bun to put it in afterwards.
When are you not supposed to cover your wiener in ketchup is my question.
Yeah,
There's
when
a
aren't you?
story. Okay, there's a story. I was talking to a brewer, a certain brewery owner, should I say, and we were doing an interview with him, and he was talking to me, and I'm not allowed to say his name, but he was telling me about how because he watched me eat the super hot curry at this restaurant we were at without even flinching, and he's like, "Yeah, man, I had these hot peppers at my buddy's house." He goes, I went out to the market, and this Asian guy sold me these weird Asian hot sauce peppers, and I went home with them, and I chopped them up, and I got them all over my hands and didn't think about it. And the one thing he told me was if it gets really hot, use tomatoes to kill it, because everybody has their way of killing it, right? Bread, tomatoes, sugar, bananas, whatever. But so he goes, I go to the washroom, and I touched my penis while I was going pee. And it just started burning. It was on fire, and I didn't know what to do. And I'm running around the house freaking out. And I'm at my buddy's house, and his dad
You
does.
tomato fucker.
His dad cans tomatoes. So he took a can of tomato preserves, opened it up, and he's like, I'm sitting there with my penis in the tomatoes, and his parents walk in the house.
Yeah. I mean,
And
well,
back at
honestly,
them.
who wouldn't put their dick in a big, hot, warm jar of tomatoes, honestly? You know?
Yeah, he's like, I look back at them and I go, hey, mates, and yeah.
Yeah.
See, I pity all you circumcised Jewish motherfuckers.
Dick in a jar.
Did you say, hey, mates, is his parents Australian?
I can protect myself.
His parents aren't Australian.
Hey, do you guys watch American Horror Story? Freak show?
I have a penis.
I'm actually watching that on subtitles right now, or not subtitles, but just on mute right now, and it's weird. Just watching some dude with I don't even know what to say. I guess alligator hands fingering some girl right now, so you can see how this TV show is going.
That sounds like Paul. Paul has alligator hands, right?
It's like this. It's like the what is that? Klingon hands. That's what he's got.
No, Paul has bigger hands than Klingon hands.
The Klingons have regular hands because they're Star Trek aliens. So
I know,
all they have is all they have
like
is
his,
white
I'm
people
talking about
with
like his two fingers are literally fused together like this.
Yeah, all,
you know
all the aliens in Star Trek pretty much just have some shit on their forehead, and that's it. Oh, you're a different race.
But you have to. There were some hot ass alien girls in that show, so don't even say it, man.
Oh yeah,
Ryan's slave girls. Yeah, give me some of that green shit right there. Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. Three titties.
Green girl.
What's that girl in Deep Space Nine?
Usually, I'd love to fuck green girls. The only problem is usually when I fuck green girls, they don't have a pulse.
No,
you mean Jadzia
they get
Dax?
green after a while.
The one with the neck tattoos?
She would live forever, but she come back and forth like as a girl, as a guy. Like I have a cock, a vagina now. Like ain't no thing.
Both the chicks in that series, Jadzia and Ezri, were both super fucking hot.
Is that Kira and Odo, the changeling? They were the. Yes.
Yeah, Nick, I wasn't so much into the changeling, you know.
The security guard, the security officer.
Just me. Yeah, Kira, Nana Visitor. Yeah, she's.
No, Nana Visitor.
She was married for a while to the dude who played the Doctor in that series.
Yep, and he's like 20 years younger than her.
You know, like there was a season of Star Trek Deep Space Nine where she's pregnant. She's pregnant with Dr. Bashir's baby.
Yeah. No, she's pregnant with.
That's crazy.
O'Brien.
No. Turn from a beer.
All I heard was
chat
that
to
was
a Star Trek.
Brian's kid, right?
No,
all I heard was yes. No.
In real life, it's Dr. Bashir.
Okay.
Okay, of all the Star Trek series, the only one I was really interested in was Hoshi.
From Enterprise.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, okay. The Asian chick from Enterprise.
Yep.
Oh,
I like Dr. Beverly Crusher.
Fuck yeah.
See, I love redheads, but she was too old even then.
Well, no, I was more of a Troy guy myself, but I mean, Crusher was hot in the beginning.
Paul from Enterprise had big tits. I liked her.
Me?
Yeah, T'Pol, 709.
709. Yeah, there you go.
Actually, you know the hottest was the lady who played the Borg in the movie.
Oh yeah, Alice Krieg.
Hell yeah, man! Oh my god.
Well, beer dweebs, I'm sorry, we turned into Star Trek losers right here.
Yeah, White dorks, camera dorks, Star Trek dorks. You got dorks everywhere.
This is what happens when you guys don't ask us questions. When you don't ask us questions, shit like this comes up.
The only other comment we've gotten so far is from IB Trolling, and he says the first Child's Play movie was released in 1988, the second in 1990, the third in 1991. The series kind of took a downward spiral after that, the original trilogy.
To be in all honesty, most 80s horror series took downward spirals after a few movies, like Leprechaun, for instance. Then you got Leprechaun in Space. Leprechaun Return to the Hood.
He came out of that guy's dick. That was like
Troll 2.
Insane. Troll 2 is the best movie ever.
Yes, it is. Oh my god, they're eating her!
They're
gonna eat me!
I got
oh
this
my
today.
god! I'm totally like,
today.
I want to make out with that chick in the corn cob. I want to make out with that shit. Yeah, do it. Gilbog.
Hey, Lee?
Ooh, Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks collection?
That reminds me of Ernest Dawes Halloween. It didn't have a troll in that movie.
Blazing Saddles, High Anxiety, History of the World, Robin Hood, Silent Movie, The 12 Chairs, To Be or Not to Be, and Young Frankenstein.
Oh, really? They got the Robin Hood one in there? Fuck that.
That was the best. Did you guys see Mel Brooks with his hands in the concrete at the fucking Ming's Chinese Theater shit?
No.
Where he wore a prosthetic sixth finger and no one caught him until he put his hands in that cement, and then he popped up with them. You look it up right now, type in Mel Brooks, 6 fingers. It's hilarious.
Yeah, nice.
They're like big anal about like putting your correct handprints in there. And then after he pulled them out, he held them up. Everybody's like, "Oh, that motherfucker." You know what I mean? Like he's such a bitch once again.
What a bunch of bullshit, though, because anyone can get their hands in that shit at this point. So it's like, who cares if you have 6 fingers or not? Whatever.
Happy Jew. I'm a happy Jew.
Did you see Jerry Seinfeld comedians getting coffee with Mel Brooks when he went over his house?
I can't understand French.
No, Jerry Seinfeld has his own channel. It's called Comedians Getting Coffee on his website. And he went over Mel's house.
I just want to say outright that I don't like Jerry Seinfeld, so I never watch anything he has to do with anything. Because
I like Jerry Seinfeld.
I like that Comedians Getting Coffee show. I've seen a few episodes, a Patton Oswalt episode, a couple other episodes, but I haven't seen that one.
All I can say is Elaine was in Troll 1, and she was dancing in scantliness, and I liked it. I liked it indeed. That was the only problem about Troll 2. There wasn't any tits.
Yeah.
And I'm like, look, cheesy horror needs breasticles. That's
So
the only rule.
on Paul's gravestone, it's going to be like the only problem with parentheses. Insert whatever you want here. Parentheses.
No tits.
There was no tits.
Yes.
That's like I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Guys-
I think you like the line when I said I'm married. At this point, I'll fuck anything.
Yeah. But it's like you're
Did you
making
guys,
you're making Troll 2, and you have to know it's a terrible movie. Like there's no way those people did not know it was a shitty movie. So it's like we got to put tits in this. Come on, like why did you not do it?
Yeah.
Well,
Let's
speaking
spice
of
it up.
no tits,
But the director had a vision.
I had a titless vision.
Apparently, he read his vision in a fucking can of SpaghettiOs or some shit. For fuck's sake.
I mean, like how Nilbog? How epic is that? It's goblin spelled
You lost
backward.
me.
Yeah, but the movie's called Troll. They
Well, speaking of no
they
tits,
went
did you like
to
Troll Hunter?
Nilbog. They lived to this town Nilbog, and he's like, all of a sudden he realized it's goblin spelled backwards. Nilbog. I'm like, yeah,
Was that the whole hook of the movie?
yeah. They're in a town of goblins, but the movie's called Troll. So epic.
Hey,
fail.
I know that Teku Murray's left, but look, his hometown brewery has been immortalized in a book. He is not in a beer wasteland. It's in a book. It's in a book.
What book is that?
He's a beer
Right
wasteland.
here, Ontario beer.
What is this? Silversmith?
Beer wasteland.
Did you like Troll Hunter? Anyone?
Yeah, that was good.
That was awesome. That was pretty good.
Yep. I'm Muslim. Is that okay? I don't know.
I loved the design of the trolls. I liked how they sort of looked like those sort of weird comical drawings. Is like, yeah, that's pretty badass.
It's called historically accurately.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Historically accurate. Get it
Because
right.
I have an uncle that looks like the Troll Hunter, the one that lives in that fucking trailer in
gonna
the woods.
I thought you were gonna say hey, you have an uncle that looks like a troll. Looks just like that fucker.
He's got a big nose and he's 300 feet tall.
Lives in a fucking cave with a bunch of family members.
That's a cave.
Well, we've lost 3 viewers. 3 people hated listening to us talk.
Or they just fell asleep. Like,
Star Trek.
Those people are stupid and wrong anyway.
oh, fuck, I forget his name. What's his name? I feel bad. The guy who fell asleep in the hangout.
Oh, John.
Yeah, John. Anybody invite John?
John never comes out.
He's probably sleeping.
John's too busy riding his fixed bike.
Yeah, John has a life. He doesn't show up to this.
You just click like on one of my Facebook posts or something like that.
Yeah, John's really lively on the Facebook.
Online, I just don't know. He's had problems with his computer.
Because he has a Mac.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh, terrible.
Everybody thinks Macs are so great.
Yeah, 5 people. Yeah, okay.
There's more than that. Usually in the art community, but I
Okay. Next 7 people. All right, come on, dude.
Hey, millions of people can't be wrong, okay?
Yeah, they sure can.
Millions of people are 100% wrong. Just ask Joe. Right, Joe?
Correct.
You're right, Joe?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I heard something. Are you erect, Joe? Yeah, I'm erect.
Far from it, dude.
I'm ready for you.
Okay.
What the fuck are you doing, Joe? You're hibernating, or what's going on?
No, I'm just hanging out, listening to the fucking fantastic Star Trek, Star Wars, and fucking Star everything, and all kinds of stuff. Fucking Leprechaun Origins, and all kinds.
These are the 21 best pumpkin beers. This is the 21 best pumpkin beers list.
21.
Yeah, 21. 1 second, I gotta close this thing that just opened because for some reason my computer wanted to give me some ad. I'm not signing up or logging in for shit, motherfucker.
What the fuck up? Just tell me, is Gahan's pumpkin beer on that list?
No, this is an American list.
So what's happening with the Gohan anyways? They made shitty beers, now they're doing one.
No, it didn't have pumpkin in the pumpkin beer. But they were in a beer award, and they put the same beer in twice under different names. Well, slightly different names.
Lee was not pleased.
Anyway, beer number 21. Beer number 21 on this list was Shipyard Smashed Pumpkin. How many people have had it? I have.
I've had the option of having it.
I did not.
Listen to this guy had the option. You didn't have it then, Ethan.
No.
I declined that shit.
Okay, number 20 was North Peak Brewing Company's Hooligan. I've never even heard of North Peak Brewing Company.
Oh, Mark. That would make two of us.
That makes two. Okay, how about you, Ethan?
No, I have not.
Okay, Matt?
What was it? I stepped away.
Oh, okay. North Peak Brewing Company's Hooligan.
Nope.
Okay. So number 20.
Where's North Peak from? Do you have any idea?
1 second. Let me look if they say Traverse City, MI.
Michigan.
MI is what? Minneapolis?
Michigan.
Michigan? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's those are the guys who make Diabolical. But no, I haven't had their I haven't even seen their pumpkin style beer around here.
Okay, so number 19 is a collab. 21st Amendment Brewery and Elysian Brewing Companies. He said Baltic Porter / Belgian Triple.
I just had both of them.
Did you really?
I did.
Are they good?
The triple was awesome, and the Baltic Porter was not so awesome. They come in a pack.
Would you put it in your top 20? I mean, this list.
I put the triple. I put the triple in the top 20. Yeah. The Baltic
this list
Porter
is huge, but when you think about it, there's like 5,000 fucking pumpkin beers.
The Baltic Porter. The spices didn't really. I don't know. They didn't blend well.
They didn't mesh well.
No, with the triple though, it was nice because you had the natural sweetness from the triple, and like the spices accentuated it, so it all blended perfectly. I thought.
Okay, number 18. So up until 18, I've only had one beer so far, which is number 18 is the Traveler Beer Company's Jacko Traveler Shandy.
It sucks.
Oh, jeez! I just had that awesome beer fest that had Matt's Harvest at.
You had that? Do you agree with Matt? Did it suck?
I didn't like it.
It was about as average as average should be. Would be like it's there. It exists.
But do you guys think that deserves 18?
No, it doesn't deserve probably 48 or 78 or 108.
Is there a US only beer list? Because it's like St. Ambroise anywhere on that?
Yeah, no, this is a US only beer list.
They don't have pumpkins in Canada. Get over yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 17.
I've
actually had number 17. Number 17 is Pumpkin Ale from Dogfish Head. Does it deserve 17? It probably is better than some of the beers on this list.
I think it's one of the better regular pumpkin beers that doesn't try
Put it from 17 to 10, anywhere in there, you're fine. Yeah. You know.
Okay, 15 is a tie, so 16 and 15 are the same. Well, the same number to them. Flying Dog Brewery's The Fear. Never had it.
The Fear.
And the other one is from Brow Brewing and Epic Brewing. Fermentation without representation.
I think Dogfish Head's ahead of that.
Yeah, I've heard mixed things on that. Some people go nuts about it, other people are like Ethan right there in his review. It's as DJ would say, it's a polarizing beer.
No, they say it was like a less pumpkin-y but more alcohol bourbon-y kind of taste to it.
Yeah, interesting. 14 is Upslope Brewing Company's Pumpkin Ale. Never had anything from Upslope myself. Okay, now 13 and 12 are tie again. All these fucking ties. So the tie for these ones is Oak Jack Imperial Pumpkin from Uinta. And here's the other one. This one I don't think should be this high at all myself. Red Hooks Out of Your Gourd.
Pretty sure Red Hook's not allowed in the top 20 of anything.
And the Uinta one was it wasn't at all what I had hoped for.
It was above average, but it was disappointing.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. So 10 is a tie again. So 10 and 11 are a tie, and that's Great South Beer Brewing. Why are all these ties, motherfucker? Make up your mind. You have your 21 list. You don't put them in ties. You say this one's slightly better than the other one. This is where it's going. You don't have fucking 7 ties in the fucking.
Just throw 21 in a bunch and just don't rank them. Here's 21, the 21 best beers. Fucking make up your mind.
So a tie for 10 and 11. Splashing Pumpkin from Great South Beer Brewing in New York. Never heard of them. And the other one, number 10, is Rogue Ales Pumpkin Patch Ale, which was actually okay. It was one of the rogues that I actually enjoyed.
Oh, what was the name of the brewery? Great South Bay?
1 second, let me go back up. Great South Bay Brewery.
They're from Long Island.
It says Bayshore, New York.
Yeah, long. I've never had anything from them.
Okay, Avery Brewing Company's Pumpkin was 9. 8 is from Pacadol Brewing Company. Their Pepitas Granda. There's a lot of Colorado brews on here. He must be from Colorado, the author.
Yeah.
Number 7 is Elysian's Punkachino, which actually sounds like it could be good, but then I've had a lot of pumpkin coffee things, and they weren't very good.
You mean Punkachino?
Yes.
Punkachino? Yeah, Punkachino. I'll
I
drink it
haven't
right
had
now
that
for you.
one,
Tell you. No, I have I have multiples, but yeah.
I hate you right now.
Yeah, you should. I think it should go well together, right? Should.
Yeah, but remember, I think you were here when we did the pumpkin coffee porter. Were you not from Five Paddles?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that didn't go all that well.
Yeah, but this is a Legion, not 5 paddles.
Well,
was that the pumpkin cappuccino beer you just showed?
Yeah, the Elysian Pumpkin.
Yeah.
Number 6 is. Sorry.
So cappuccino stout or something like that with pumpkin in it?
No, it's just a coffee pumpkin ale.
Number 6 is the one that I've had and I actually really enjoyed. Weyerbacher Brewing Company's Imperial Pumpkin.
That deserves it. That's in my top 5 pumpkin ales, and it's a close top 5. That's a fantastic. That's a fantastic beer.
I really do enjoy it. Number 4 and 5 are ties again. Why wouldn't we have another tie? From the St. Louis Brewery, Schlafly Pumpkin Ale.
Yeah, you called it, Joe. That's what it is.
That's my one of my top. That might be my top one there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
Schlafly's awesome.
The other one in this tie would be Stevens Point Brewery in Michigan. Whole hop pumpkin.
Whole hog like the hog, like a pig.
Number 3 is Southern Tier's Pumpkin.
Boo!
Which,
no way.
Years ago, I would say yes. The more and more years that go on, the more and more I don't care for it.
It's a top 20 beer. I would put it slated somewhere between 15 and 20.
It all depends. That beer is truly polarizing. You have people that won't fucking tap.
In my head, him putting a beer in the top 20, a pumpkin beer, is impressive to me because I hate pumpkin beers. So it almost sounds like
all these are pumpkin beers.
Yeah.
But, no, top 20 of pumpkin beers.
Oh, of pumpkin beers, not like beers of all.
No. Like here's the thing. There's people from out west that try to trade me pumpkin like we do Pliny. You know what I mean? Like, people like, oh, can you get me some pumpkin? Can you give me some pumpkin? So it has that going for it. Like, people freak out over it.
Again, I had my first pumpkin about 5 years ago, and it was amazing. And every year since then, it's just steadily gotten worse as they try to make a bigger and bigger batch to get more and more exposure.
I had mine in a hot tub.
Yeah? Was that good? Was it good in the hot tub?
It was a little hot in the hot tub. Ow!
Number 2.
Make it wow.
Number 2 is Heavy Seas Greater Pumpkin.
We had that.
Yeah.
Wait. Is that bourbon barrel? Bourbon barrel aged.
Oh, this is just the regular grader, and his score was 46 out of 50 for it.
46.
And number 1, from Cigar City Brewing. Good Lord.
Yeah. That is one I still want to try. It's apparently awesome, but
Oh,
Greatest
man,
pumpkin beer ever made, Parabola.
that's what I'm drinking right now.
what's that, Ethan?
I said that's what I'm drinking right now.
You drink Good Gourd?
Yeah.
Do you have the label?
Is it
Do you have
called
the
the Black
bottle?
Bourbon now? Is that what it's called now?
Nope.
I'm not a big pumpkin guy, but 3 out of my 5 weren't on that list, so 3 were omitted. So,
Well, do you count Maple Mistress, despite the fact it's put in a
You know I fucking love
It's
the
a
Maple
gourd.
Mistress.
It counts.
It counts.
Well,
So-
is that
It
pumpkin list or is that a gourd list?
It
It's
bounced.
a gourd list.
It's
But-
a fruit
but-
beer.
But
I
the,
don't
the,
pay
Maple-
much chicken away.
but the Maple Mistress says they're pumpkin imperial ale on it, even though it's not. You know
What
I
a
mean?
bunch
It
of
says
fucking
pumpkin.
liars.
Liars.
Of those 21 beers, I think I've had 6 or 7.
But
So.
but like the Schlafly is so amazing. Schlafly in general is a great brewery. Fagley's in Weyerbacher Meyer. There's a brewery called Fagley's. Paul knows them. They're really good.
Fuck you.
And then Almanac. Almanac makes like a barley wine pumpkin ale that's really good.
I have that. Then aged in almond barrels, right?
That was really good, right?
Yeah. Well, I haven't had it yet. Actually, it's like 2 or 3 years old. I have it. I'll
Okay.
drink it at some point.
Crack that shit, son.
Actually, no, I had heard about Schlafly there a few times over the time, but I didn't know anything about them. And then I was watching Crafting a Nation just recently, and the guy that owns that company is just really down to earth. At least he is on camera. And I mean, I love seeing stuff like that. I mean, you can see over the top because they also had Sam from Dogfish Head all over it, and he's over the top, but he knows his shit. And then they had him from Schlafly, who was down to earth, and luckily they didn't have very talk on there at all. But they brought in what the hell is the cock that owns Boston Beer?
Jim
Cock. Jim Cock? Okay. They brought him in, and I kind of wanted to strangle him every time he was on camera.
I'm telling you, if you guys don't, does anybody out here
like that?
Is anybody out there exposed to Schlafly? Does anybody drink Schlafly?
No, I've never had anything by them.
They make, hands down, and for me, this impresses me to no end. They make hands down the best Belgian quad in the United States.
Really?
See, I'd love. What is it called? Is it available in New York?
It's a Schlafly quad. It's just called. It's no frills. It's just Schlafly quad. You know.
We don't get it here. We get it in Rochester, which is
you can get it in New Jersey, definitely. That's where I pulled them out of. I don't get them in Pennsylvania. I have to go to Jersey to get them.
Yeah, I can get them about an hour and 15 minutes, and I tried out their oatmeal stout was available. Their pale ale, fucking something else too. I tried the oatmeal stout; it was solid, but I haven't went to Rochester in a while, so I assume we probably get their pumpkin and or Oktoberfest or whatever their
Well, you
seasonal
can have
is.
DJ send you all that shit.
I don't think he gets Schlafly.
Oh,
think
yeah,
he actually,
he gets
no, I think he traded for it the last time that I.
Oh shit! Oh, okay. Sorry.
Oh shit!
We just started getting these here, at least where I live at. Some Lagunitas 32 ounce.
I'd love to try it only because this right now is my favorite North American quad, and I'd like to put it against that. But this is cherrywood aged, so it's slightly different than a normal.
Joe and I had the Brewery West quad, and that was actually pretty good.
Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah, and
favorite-
apparently it's not really very well distributed.
My favorite two quads are Schlafly and then Alesmith. Alesmith's quad they're really good.
I have a feeling that I will enjoy. I have a bottle of Boulevard's Bourbon Barrel Aged Quad. I feel like that's pretty solid.
Yeah, I have that. That was
Yeah.
actually in the top 3. I got a bottle of it. It's great.
I drank a quad on a quad.
Oh, boy. Pack 'em.
An octaquad.
Yeah.
Octaquad.
This one, Joe?
Lee's sleeping.
No, I'm gonna bow out here, gentlemen. I have to do some stuff. So have a good night.
Okay,
See
you
you
go
later.
give your brother a hug.
No, I'll give him a punch.
Give him a big white kiss.
No, I'll let you do that to me at some point. Goodbye.
He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. Go and talk.
He didn't give us any chance to make fun of his brother and him anymore. He jumped out quick.
He loves his brother. Is gonna give him a big white kiss tonight.
French.
Big white kiss from Uncle Guy.
Français. They're back. 2 kisses. Paul knows what's that.
Yep. Hey, how many barrel-aged quads are there? That'd be a hell of a blind taste test.
There's a lot. If you actually take La Trappe barrel ages their quad in, like, I think they're up to 15 different unique barrels. So they have 15 barrels within just there alone.
Is La Trappe the one where it's like $28 a 12 ounce or something?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Joe's gone. I was going to ask him. Joe sent me a quad track, barrel aged quad. I was wondering. I think he said it was something like $20 for a bottle. And it's like
Yeah, it's
3
like-
mils.
Yeah, it's like just over a pint. You know what I mean? And it's so expensive, but worth every penny. I mean, it's that depending on the barrel. If you look at the back, it says a batch number, and if you actually go on La Trappe's website, they tell you the barrel it's aged in and whatnot, so you can figure out what you'd like.
All right.
I always had this like little joke in my head, like most of the people didn't actually state what barrels they used because it was like old granddad or something like that, and that's why, and they would never put down. It's like, oh, here's a $40 bourbon barrel age, this and that, but they didn't ever say the barrels because it's basically Old Crow, and they didn't want to say.
Most of them don't say the barrels because it's legally not really allowed to be said.
Or in old metal barrels like oil drums.
Yeah, a Castrol GTX. Oh, tasty.
What?
Rust flakes. Delicious.
I'll tell you what, it would be more viscous. That would be more along my kind of mouthfeel.
Well, that's been my problem all along with like not just beer but food. You ever like they're like barrel age, like what kind of barrel? Same thing. You go into like a rib joint, and they're like award-winning ribs. Be like, what kind of award? They could have held their own contest where they had like
What
the
contest? Yeah.
Did they win the worst ribs in the state? Like it's the award-winning.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like who
This
the
is
hell
one
knows
of the
if they
awards.
won?
This is the best ribs that tasted the best when it fell on the floor first. So it's like awesome.
I love when you see world famous and you're sitting there going, I've never heard of this before.
I've never heard of them before. Yeah.
That's like every brewery that is like we have like the best beer or the world famous beer. I want to do that clip from like Elf where he goes in like the world's best coffee and just be like, you got the best. It's the best coffee ever. You know what I mean? Just like post that to their page.
Well, for any of you who had brewed a beer, like, what's the difference between barrel wood chips and brewing inside the barrel? How big of a percentage difference does it make?
Hey, well, I'll tell you this. I mean, the bourbon barrel ale from Labatt. I mean,
It's the fucking
Dude, this Elysian Pumpkino is the best smelling pumpkin beer I've ever smelled in my entire life.
Fuck you, Joe.
I swear to God,
Joe, is that the Schlafly one or not the Schlafly? The
I have
Boulevard
that.
one?
I have that in the fridge, but then I have their barrel aged version.
Okay. I got it.
Dude, this smells like a pumpkin spiced latte in beer form. It is fucking. I don't even know how to describe it.
Better than the Maple Mistress?
Yes, smell wise, yes. I don't
If
think
it smells like a
yes.
pumpkin latte, that just screams Starbucks hipster pumpkin.
Are you wearing
Not
Uggs,
as sweet.
Uggs
Not
right
as
now?
sweet. Huh?
Are you
Yeah, I'm
wearing
wearing some sweet Uggs. I'm Tom Bradying it right now. It's great.
Oh, really? So you're losing a lot and suck really
Dude,
bad?
I just won and then put it. Nah, no, he's terrible. Right now he is. So yeah.
But I mean, for
Hey,
home
man,
brewing, like, Chad,
If
have
I
you
make $8 million a year to play 10 games, I'm okay with losing.
Yeah.
What?
Right now, Guy, I've had a couple different ones, and there really isn't too much of a difference. It just depends on how much they soaked the barrel or how much residual alcohol was in the barrel, that seems to make a difference because I've had some the ones that are actually barrel aged. I think they just dumped everything in with as much booze as they used to actually prime the barrel, and they were pretty damn boozy. But other than that, there really isn't too much a difference between oak finished and oak aged versus barrel aging, from what I can tell.
Okay.
You might actually get more char depending on how much oak you put into an oak finished or an oak aged beer, depending on a barrel. Sometimes depends on what it is.
I've always found that actual true barrel aging gives off more flavor because your whole beer more of the beer is touching the wood.
Mm-hmm. That's just funny.
With staves and chips, staves and chips, they're all sunk to the bottom of the fermenter, and unless you're continuously filtering the beer through it, it's just sitting there. It's not picking anything up really.
But it also depends because so you can accidentally. I don't know who else would ever do this besides me would over oak their beer, and then once holy fuck, if you over oak a beer, it's amazingly charry and nasty and oaky tannin. So that I think that's probably better to do the barrel aging more so than the oak aging if you can, because you can actually have a sense of how much fucking oak you're gonna actually impart on your beer. But
you just throw oak sawdust in there.
Yeah, basically just cut down a tree on top of your fermenter. Boom. There you go.
But like you said too, a lot of barrels with barrels as well. It matters if they boiled it out, how many times they've rinsed it, how many times it was used. There's so many variables on it.
Yeah.
I think that the Labatt Bourbon Barrel Ale though is a little moniker that shouldn't be there because it's not a barrel. It's already said it staves.
Yeah.
It should just be Labatt
So
Bourbon.
they actually, that's the funniest thing. I guess the legal thing is they actually can't say barrel because it wasn't barrel aged. You have to say oak aged or oak finished or
I didn't realize this till after, but Labatt. So did you guys have Prohibition over in Canada or?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, it just says Prohibition series, so I didn't know if that was because then it says on the side of it product of USA. So I don't know what Prohibition they were going for, either the American or Canadian.
Probably American.
So what types of beers have everyone been drinking tonight? I mostly have the Imperial IPAs and IPAs, and that's it.
Yeah,
I have a Belgian Quad. I had a Belgian Quad, an Imperial Black IPA, and the Chicory Oat Stout.
Oh.
I have had a Blue Point Old Howling Bastard barley wine style ale.
Yeah, I always see that. How is it?
It's actually really good, man. It's more like an English old ale with hop forward
Nice.
English old ale. It's not like a barley wine, American
Oh,
barley
it's got
really
hops.
good.
You gave it a 1 out of 10.
I had a Leinkugel's Big Eddie Russian Imperial Stout, which is actually nice. It's not too shabby. It's all right.
Pretty damn good for a lot of.
Told you.
And then one of my old school favorites, a Kulmbach Eisbach. Oh, yes, sir. Ooh.
By the way, I now that I'm actually talking to you, I drank the Santa Claus from 2006, and it was beautiful in the face. Beautiful. Yeah. It was beautiful. I wasn't going to drink it. I was actually going to save it for either you or Joe to share with me.
Let me ask you this. Were you sober or were you super drunk with your German friend?
I was just stone cold the whole time. Stone cold
You're
sober the whole time.
Your pants are literally on fire. I can see them from here.
He doesn't wear pants. He's a Bigfoot.
Quiet.
I'm not wearing pants right now.
I know it. Well, no.
All I know, Chad, is now I have a good understanding of why you smell beers out of the bottle and then compare them to the glass. Just out of the bottle, this thing.
Big difference.
Oh God! Out of the bottle, it smells. It is one of the best smelling beers, not pumpkin beers. Beers I've ever smelled. I can sit there and smell it for like 20 minutes, not even drink it. Out of the glass. Yeah, out of the glass. Smells like stale coffee. It's great times. A lot of fun.
Aren't bottles glasses for little people? I mean, just saying. No. No. Crickets, people. Crickets.
French?
Le français canadien. Tabarnak.
The damn tabernacle.
Poutine.
Duck poutine, Joe. Duck
Who
poutine.
has not ever had poutine here?
Me.
Sad story number 1.
Poutine is good shit. But apparently duck poutine blows you away.
Fuck you, Joe.
Blows you away.
Fuck you, Joe.
What? I don't.
Fuck you and your ducks.
Fuck a duck. Actually, Matt, we really didn't get very drunk, my friend and I. I mean, we killed 6 cases in 2 weeks, but we really didn't seem to get too drunk. I don't know, maybe because we were sitting and just drinking and watching movies, but we didn't get overly shit-faced in the hellhole.
I'm just
we were just sitting and watching movies, and you got overly drunk.
Huh?
I said we were just sitting and watching movies, and you got overly drunk.
Fuck yeah, I did. Yes, I did, and I'm proud of it, son. Yeah, we didn't really get super anything. It was a good time. The only time we got drunk is actually when we went over to the Stonehouse Inn in Farmington, Pennsylvania, and because they had the Yeti and Siberian Night and all the a bunch of different craft beer on tap. And we were like, oh, let's just fucking go to town. We're staying here over the night. Let's get drunk as shit. And then we whipped out the bourbon and started doing bourbon shots and stuff. And it's like, yeah, we got shit-faced. But it was a good time.
Beautiful.
Good time. Great oldies. Actually, I was moving my beer. Into boxes to take to my parents' house, and the one container that I had actually fell. So a few beers hit the floor, and the only one that was actually the cap was damaged was the Santa Claus. So I had to review it. Didn't really expect. Yep. Well, I wasn't gonna waste it.
Of course.
Yeah. So it was good shit. I mean, it was delicious. It was smooth as hell. It was actually a lot smoother than the 2013. It was really good. Yeah.
7 years will do that.
Savory. Savory. It was very toffee nougat caramel goodness and raisins. It was good shit.
Who, mommy? You, mommy. Ooh, baby.
What?
I don't.
Big mouth.
To the big mouth.
To the big mouths. You have 2 big mouths.
Ha, ha, ha.
Dirty mouth.
Big mouth. I did do the Nihilist Imperial Stout. That was a good beer, and I did the it was the Smutty Nose Russian Imperial Stout. Or actually, I think it was just Imperial Stout. Very coffee forward, extremely coffee forward. It was a bit thin, but it was good. Actually, the Immolus, the Russian Imperial Stout. I thought it was a bit thin. Nice coffee. I thought it was coffee forward, a bit thin, and the overall other Imperial Stout flavors were a little lacking, but it was super coffee.
It was.
Yeah.
It was it's more espresso stout than a coffee stout.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, it was almost more espresso stout than their espresso stout.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, holy fuck. So.
What's the expression? I like my coffee. I like my women.
I like my women like I like my coffee, pale and bitter.
No, like I like with my dick in it. It's like running hot.
Oh, in a plastic cup.
Yeah. Foam.
I like my women like I like my steak, cold and purple. That's what I like.
We need both to get steaks in the new albino beer fest.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to get some more bloody goodness.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Who's the next American to come up there?
American.
Who's the next American to come up?
Matt might come. He might come up.
I'm there.
In my rent-a-car.
I will be there, and I will not come in a Jaguar.
Yes,
Actually, how about this, fuckers? I'll find a place where I can rent one, and I'll come up in a Jag. A rental Jag.
2012, it's a Jag.
It's gonna be good times. Great oldies. Oldies 103.
Simon's getting lots of beef cutting goodness business.
Eh?
Eh?
Poutine, eh?
Oh, we're gonna get everybody puts in.
Rhino and I are going to eat another 3
Hey, what-
pounds of pepperettes and destroy you the whole week. It's going to be great.
Yes.
Good times.
Pepperettes.
Pepperettes were. Oh my
Oh
god.
man, the hot pepperettes.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, no. You have
We'll
to
get them the
make
brisket beef jerky too.
no white ghost pepper pepperettes.
Yeah. Ooh.
Ooh.
So IB Trollin asked us what some of our top German beers we've had were.
Oh, you froze. No, you went blank. He didn't freeze.
Well,
He's
German
muted.
beer, like just regular German beers, or just German beers in general?
Wunderbar.
I missed the question.
German beers in general?
None of them.
Well,
Joe's a
German
hater.
beers, like butt regular
Eyinger
beers.
Celebrator.
Yeah, Eyinger is amazing.
Celebrator is one of my top all-time favorites.
Yeah, it's an amazing beer.
Oh,
But
as,
It's amazing because it's not amazing. It's amazing because it tastes great and it's a low ABV, which is even better.
Yeah. But Axel and Keller's Yerbach is really great. The Kalmbacher Eisbach is beautiful.
Which I just drank.
Yep. Actually, for an alt beer, the Diebel's alt beer is really good. I like the Kostrika Schwarzbier. I'm trying to think what else. What out of all of them, as far as just regular heavy Weissens, what do you think? Schneider Weiss or
Schneider Aventinus and
Yeah.
then their Eisbach is really nice. But is that Austria or is that Germany? I don't
No, it's
know.
Germany. It's Germany. The Corbinia, Corbinian from
Corbinian's Eyinger beer.
yeah. Eyinger is Dunkel Weizenbach, something like that.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Spot and Optimator. I like Spot and Optimator.
Yeah, my wife loves Spot and Optimator.
What's that?
That's me. Sorry.
What else? I'm trying to think of.
There's actually now here's the kind of funny thing is there's a brewery called Crew from Germany. I've never had their stuff, but they make like imperial IPAs and things like that in a very interesting way, and they use a lot of different hops. Some of the experimental stuff. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to find any Crew stuff near us, or I don't know even if they distribute to America yet. But I definitely keep an eye out for Crew.
But my top favorite is a tie between Eyinger Celebrator and Kulmbach Eisbach.
Yeah.
Those are.
For me, Ratchern Pale Ale is really good, and Ratchern Rock Beer. What the hell was that?
Einbacher makes an excellent Schwarzbier. Schwarzbier.
Schneider Weiss Hopweizen.
Oh, okay. Weltenberger makes a Baroque Dunkel. That's excellent.
Schneider Weiss's Mine Nelson Sauvin is really good. From the Tap series.
Oh yeah, they have those Tap series. I've never had any of
Eggenberg
those.
Doppelbock.
Eggenberg? I actually had a really interesting beer from Austria called Fucking Hell. That was actually pretty good.
Edinburgh. Is that the bigger glass fucker? No? Why is everybody breathing so heavily? So, what the fuck is happening right now? On Scheiße, German Porn, yeah? Paul, in Scheiße. In Cheston?
Is it Cheston?
In Cheston, Pounding Construction. White hat construction.
What's happening? I am leaving.
Paul's resetting his connection. Paul's not back. No.
No, Paul is back. Ethan, good seeing you, man. Finally, getting
So next fan's question. What's the next fan question?
I don't know.
That was it. You see,
Take it easy, guys.
Our viewers actually.
You should have done top 21 beers for autumn.
I think
instead
I'm
of
gonna
just
head
pumpkin
here too,
beers.
guys.
Everybody's going? Everybody's leaving?
Oh, I'm leaving. You can stay.
I am also leaving.
Oh, well, I guess I'll do a drug review tonight.
You are pretty
Oh, we
fucking
did
hammered.
get asked if any of us know about a pumpkin nitro widget beer, and no, I don't. But that would be something awesome to try.
That would be
No, I
good.
don't.
Get what is it? Oscar Blues on that.
Yeah.
I would like to try a Legion's Dark of the Moon. That would be awesome, I think.
Oh, well, fuck it. And we'll do it after hangout. I'm here. Bye-bye. Fuck you. Cheers.
Anyway, YouTube, we've been going for over an hour, so I'm going to go because everybody's sounding like robots.